Grand final glory awaits the two best teams of the competition. Hello and welcome. It's the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final live from Brighton Homes Arena. Michael Voss Oval is your venue, and today one of these two teams, Redland-Victoria Point Sharks or the Surfers Paradise Demons, will lift that incredible trophy. Hello and welcome to the live stream wherever you're watching. My name's Nick Davis. I'm joined by the two best commentators in the business, Chris Yean and Jack Fulham, and the incredible Hannah Davies on the boundary. Gentlemen, welcome. It's finally here, the very best of the competition. We saw two incredible prelims last week, and now two deserved teams will take the field this afternoon. Jack Fulham, how good is this day?
This is an unbelievable day for footy in Queensland, and you could not find a better environment for it. Brighton Homes Arena, the home of the Brighton Lions, their training base. This is a multi-million-dollar facility, and it is just perfect for State League Grand Finals. It is a wonderful place to be, and we're in for a ripper game today because these two sides, they come into the Grand Final absolutely jam-packed in form. Great players from both sides. It's a real pick 'em sort of match.
It absolutely is. I was lucky enough to watch Redland-Vicky Point last week get up over Morningside. Matt Hamilton, of course, kicking his 100th goal for the season. But Yendi, you were down at Palm Beach Currumbin where an upset of sorts played out and saw Surfers Paradise make their way to the big dance, their first time since 2019. What can we come to expect from the team today?
We can expect ruthless aggression from the opening bounce. They've got a wonderful, talented midfield. They've got some great youth and they've got some quality talent on display, and as we can see, the prestigious TPIL Lawyers, a premiership cut ready to showcase. And we had the privilege, Hannah Davies was able to catch up with our coaches ahead of the game, and this is what they had to say.
Phil, third time in a row that we're here at this grand final. What feels different this time?
Look, every time it's been a great effort by the boys to get here. I think we've learnt more about ourselves every time that we haven't quite got there, and become a bit more resilient, a bit more mentally strong, and the boys feel like in a really good position mentally. So we're hoping that can get us the win today.
How much did you touch on that elimination final where you came from behind in the second half?
Yeah, look, we've looked at it, but there's been a few changes to their side since then and all that sort of stuff as well. So we don't want to read too much into that. We just want to probably look at what we didn't do so well in that first half, what we did do well in that second half, and just learn those lessons through it, I guess, yeah.
It's an extra special occasion for you, your final game here as coach. Have you got a special message to the boys as they run out?
Look, I'll try and make it a good one, I guess, as my final address. But look, I've just loved the ride with them. I've loved the journey. I'm in awe of what they've done the last few years. So look, I'm hoping they can go on a great note. Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Sam, your first year as coach, and you've made the grand final. Were you expecting to be here at the start of the season?
Expecting, maybe not. Look, the objective was to get here. And it's just credit to everyone that's put in so much work. So really pleased to be here and ready to go.
You've got three boys from the 2019 Premiership side in the side today. What kind of experience do they bring?
Yeah, obviously having gone through it all before, the expectations of what happens throughout the week, passing on that information to the boys and just guiding them through has been really helpful. And yeah, the ex-AFL guys too, sort of helping and supporting the younger guys has been pleasing.
And the question everyone wants to know, how do you stop the goal scoring machine that is Matt Hamilton?
Stop the supply, hopefully. So limit that, get back and help Will as much as we can as a group. And if they are getting supply in there, make it as dirty and messy as possible. So,
thanks, Sam. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
The incredible Hannah Davies down there on the boundary, Fox Footy Zone. Well, gentlemen, it's an incredible day here. We're a bit worried about the conditions earlier on. The sun has started to come out, but there is a real swirling breeze there. We saw that during the reserves games just beforehand. Morningside getting up over Maroochydore there. And then, of course, in the Colts, it was getting the better of Aspley. But the conditions have really opened up today, but there is a strong breeze blowing down to the right-hand side of screen towards the clubhouse end there. This toss is going to be incredibly important today as we see the Redland players making their way off the field. Of course, they've been trying to put together this premiership puzzle for a very long time. Bridesmaids twice for the last couple of years, but now every piece of that puzzle has been put together. We just spoke about Matt Hamilton there. I was lucky enough to watch him last week get that 100th goal. Chris Yean, now of course, last week Surfers Paradise. They were able to chop off all avenue to Levi Casbolt, kept into a couple of goals. What sort of matchup are we looking at today?
Well, Levi, because Palm Beach were undermanned with their ruckman, they had to rotate Jonah and another player, Levi, through the ruck. But we do have our umpires coming out thanks to Bradnam's windows and doors, and we've got your umpire of the year wearing the number 19, Jamison Galbraith. We've got Sammy Somerville there in the number 18, and Kyan Everson there in the field. And your boundary today, Nick Nab, his brother's doing wonderful things in the VFL, so the family's doing wonderful in that space. We've got Jack Boyce, Jeremy Akad, and in the goals, we've got Al Meldrum and Iles Mwandu. Emergencies today, Zach Carter and Joan again.
Oh, well, here they come now, the Surfers Paradise Demons. A big trip up the M1, and they've brought a serious tiding of fans with them. Oh, there he is on screen, big Cam Ellis-Yulman has been a powerhouse in the midfield for them, not just, of course, for his AFL stocks, but also picked in the Queensland State team this year. He'll be key. But of course, Jack, you were there at the Grogan Medal the other night. Ben Woodburn, the runner-up. We know what he can do in tough, tight conditions, but tell me about the calibre of this player.
That's correct, Dickie. Runner-up in the Grogan Medal, standout season. He's averaged 29.4 disposals per game. He's led the league in contested possessions. He is just a jet inside and out, and he's going to be critical today, and a real chance to win the best on-ground medal as well.
Well, you'd have to think so. He's a real in and under player, and the bloke just does not give up in the contest. They will have to drag him off the field before he ever goes off injured. And they got such a hot start last week, Christian. It was the general pattern. 3 goals in that first quarter, that fleet of small forwards. They will look to cause as much damage as humanly possible to get this game underway. What else can we look for a Surfers Paradise?
Well, I'm very impressed with their youth. We've got Lucas Snowball, who's an academy product. We've got Oscar Wood, player that we've come to admire, Nick. So they're a couple of young players. Lucas Snowball had a tremendous second quarter, really set the game up for the D's and set them on way to victory. So they've got a lot of good youth, but it's their run across half-back. I love the work of Hamish Anderson. Defensively is outstanding.
Well, Jack Fulham, I'll look to you. Who needs a big game from Surfers Paradise today?
Well, the biggest mission for Surfers Paradise is shutting down Redland-Victoria points, star full forward Matt Hamilman. Will Broadbent is the man that's got the job. He's had some good outings against Hamilman this year, kept him to 3 goals in round 3, kept him to 4 goals in the qualifying final. Hamilman got the best of him in round 19, kicking 9 goals. So whoever wins that battle is going to go a long way towards deciding the result this afternoon.
Well, they've been in the thorn in the side of Surfers Paradise all year. Surfers, their last 11 games, the only game they have dropped have been to Redland-Vicky Point Sharks. And, well, the Shark Park gang, they come down from Totally Workwear Park out in the east. It's a long drive out down here to Brighton Homes Arena here in Ipswich, and it looks like they're about to take field. They've got a big turnout. You'll hear them up on the hill, and they're brought out. Oh, the Sharks made it back. I was wondering if it got deflated last week, but either they found another one, or that is one of those beat-up costumes I've ever seen. But he's about to lead them out, and they're an incredible team, and one of the players we have to watch out for, of course, is big Craig Malone. He could be the difference today, Jack Fulham.
He absolutely can. He's been the QAFL's best ruckman this season, averaging over 50 hit-outs a game. For a ruckman, that is incredible numbers. He gave Zach Smith a real touch-up the last time these two teams met in the qualifying final. So Zach Smith, a former AFL-listed ruckman at both the Gold Coast and the Cats, he's going to have a big job this afternoon. Can he make Malone work hard enough around the ground to have an impact, Andy?
Yeah, I think he certainly can. I think it's going to be invaluable. That matchup is going to be crucial to determine the result of the game. That's Zach Smith kind of got the upper hand last week against the Lions, because they had Levi Casbolt and Jonah Harris rotating through the ruck, and Zach Smith did exactly as he wanted to.
Well, here they come. Their third grand final in 3 years is today going to be their day. Please welcome to Brighton Homes Arena, the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks. Another big day in this proud footy club's history. They've been trying to put this team together for so long. You'd think this is possibly their last throw at the stumps. And got a little bit lucky earlier in this week. Daryl McDowell-White. Well, we saw a bit of to and fro last weekend. He kicked goal of the year, he took mark of the year, and a little bit of behind the ball stuff, but he's okay. He's out there today, much to the chagrin of Morningside. But I watched him on half-back last weekend. He can absolutely tear the game apart. What do you need to see from the Redlands players today, Jack Fulham?
Well, it's going to be a battle of two contrasting styles. Redland-Victoria Point, they are a team that loves the kick mark game. They are good in the air. They are good at taking uncontested marks, at working the ball around with their superior foot skills. Where Surfers Paradise are an in and underside, they like to use the handball a lot more. They like to get on their bike. So is that those two contrasting styles? We're going to see them go head to head. Now, earlier on today, Hannah Davies caught up with our two captains. Let's hear what they had to say.
Very excited. It's good fun at training. Vibes are really high and everyone's energy's up. Heaps of smiles on their faces, a bit more pep in the step. So it's a cool week to be at footy. Pretty exciting. We had our premiership coach from 2019 come down and just have a chat with the boys, just about enjoying the week, embracing the challenges and just go along for the journey all together. Last night was business as usual. Thursday night will be pretty much the same, but we'll obviously have a few more supporters come down to training, put on a barbecue for them, really trying to bring them along for the journey. Every one-on-one's going to be, everything's going to get magnified. That's what grand finals are. So probably game will be won and lost in the midfield. And then that'll probably be it. All the midfield battles for Benny Woodburn. He needs to get another medal around his neck. Just enjoy it and embrace it. They don't come around very often, so you just got to embrace whatever comes at you and just go win it.
Well, not far away now for... Apologise, a quick break there. We talked about the wind. Well, it just blew the doors of the commentary box wide open and we had to scram quickly to hold down any piece of paper that was necessary. But we have a look at the way Redland-Victoria Point have lined themselves up today. We saw they dropped young Pope. He played, well, unfortunately he wasn't there this weekend. But look, I want to have a look, especially around the midfield there. They've got a very dynamic trio. They're going to have to work really well with Malone, and that's going to be the key because I'm such a fan of the way Surfers Paradise operate in and around the contest. Yandy, what do you need to see from the midfielders today?
Yeah, look, we're just going to have to see them dig really deep, and it's going to be a very intense field from both teams today. We can see the D's on the camera on screen at the moment, and look, the player that's going to be very underrated. We can see Sam Jewell there's played his 100th game during the finals. The player that's really going to be underrated is we've got Huey Greenwood, who's been one of the leading tacklers in the competition across the TPIL Lawyers final series. But Sam Jewell, he was one of those players that played in that grand final for the D's back in 2019. You can see on camera at the moment there, we've got Harrison Island. He's an outstanding player. The way his leadership around this team. The D's have got three players from that 2019 Premiership team in the game today, and they're going to show invaluable experience, including not this man here who's played some VFL footy, but Jamison Shea, who's going to be an outstanding asset. Well, it's been a massive turnover. You said just three players left from that game 6 years ago. They've rebuilt and redeveloped their list. I wouldn't say they were the best team all year. That was kind of been duking out between the Sharks and the Lions, but we just watched the way they've kind of built themselves up this year. They've just grown as a unit. So now I think they'll come in today as the underdogs, but what they can definitely build towards is going to be something really special, Christian. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to cut across to the captains for more conversation that happened during the week.
It's very excited. It's good fun at training. Vibes are really high and everyone's energy's up. Heaps of smiles on their faces, a bit more pep in the step. So it's a cool week to be at footy. Pretty exciting. We had our premiership coach from 2019 come down and just have a chat with the boys, just about enjoying the week, embracing the challenges and just go along for the journey all together. Last night was business as usual. Thursday night will be pretty much the same, but we'll obviously have a few more supporters come down to training, put on a barbecue for them, really trying to bring them along for the journey. Every one-on-one's going to be, everything's going to get magnified. That's what grand finals are. So probably game will be won and lost in the midfield, and then that'll probably be it. All the midfield battles for Benny Woodburn. He needs to get another medal around his neck. Just enjoy it and embrace it. They don't come around very often, so you just got to embrace whatever comes at you and just go win it.
Well, Redland Vicky Point look like they're ready. They're heading towards the presentation now. Surfers Paradise just wrapping up, getting their final touches done. As I said, I'm joined in the commentary box today by Jack Full and Chris Yean and Hannah Davies down on boundary. Now, Jack, just as we wait for Surfers Paradise to come through, I just want to talk to you very quickly just about how Surfers are going to operate around the ball today. We've seen what we can expect from Redlands, but they're going to steal this game, I reckon. But what's going to be the game changer for you?
Well, it is going to be a midfield battle. If the Surfers Paradise midfield can get on top, we know that they've got these big bodies in there. Cam Ellis-Yeoman goes in there. He is a contested ball. Hugh Greenwood is back into the side. We haven't seen a lot of him at QAFL level this year, but we know how good he is across his time in the AFL. Ben Woodburn, second in the Grogan medal. He's an absolute star of the competition. And Matt Doran, the outside run that he gives them, if they can get on top in the middle, give their forwards first use of the footy, that'll go a long way towards winning this game.
Well, the teams are in position. We'll head down now for the national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL Senior Grand Final between the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks and the Surfers Paradise Demons. On behalf of AFL Queensland, I'd like to acknowledge the Yugara and Yurrugal people as the traditional owners of the land where we meet and play today and pay respects to their elders past and present. Please welcome our TPIL Lawyers QAFL Premiership Cup ambassadors to the arena. For Redland-Victoria Point, Thomas Salter was the 2012 JA Grogan medalist, club champion and captain. Having played over 200 games for the Sharks, Thomas is the Redland-Victoria Point Hall of Fame inductee and continues to support the club to this very day in whatever volunteer role is required. And from Surfers Paradise, we welcome Paul Thumper Hams, a three-time premiership player, multiple Best and Fairest winner with over 200 games played for the club. Paul was named as a member of the Surfers Paradise Team of the Century and was senior coach from 07 to 09 and also served time on the committee during his 35-year involvement at the club to date. I would now like to invite everyone who is able to join our players, officials, in being upstanding for the playing of the Australian National Anthem.
Grand final day. We are only minutes away from the first bounce. Redland-Victoria Point taking on Surfers Paradise. It's a TPIL Lawyers QAFL Seniors Grand Final. We are not far from getting underway. Joined, of course, Jack Full and Chris Yean, Nick Davis here in the commentary box for those that have just joined us. And before our captains make their way out for the coin toss, I want to get your predictions for the day. Gentlemen, best on ground, who's it going to be? Jack, I'll start with you.
I'm going to back in big Craig Malone. He has been dominant in the ruck so far this year. I love the big man. I reckon if Redland-Victoria Point are going to win in the middle, Craig Malone's going to have to get on top and have a big game.
Well, I couldn't fault you there, Chris Yean.
Well, if the Sharks get up, I'm going to go for Dylan Smith. He's going to have the game of his life. But if the D's get up, already a TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day during the final series, I'm going for Ben Woodburn.
No, very good call indeed. Second in the Grogan medal, of course, that's taken out by Levo Casbolt for me. Look, the big stage is set for superstars. It's going to be Matt Hamilman for me. Yes, they've got to make sure they're not too Hamilman-centric in their direction. He kicked 7 last week in the prelim final. But they did get a little bit nervous. When he was on the 99, they got a little bit blinkered trying to get it to him. So I think if they can keep it nice and open, that should be the way to go. We're going down for the coin toss now. The captains meeting in the middle. Harrison Fraser for the Demons and Mitch Stallard for the Sharks.
So we'll go down during the broadcast and find out which way the wind is going.
Well, it looks like the Sharks have won the toss. They'll be kicking to the left. They'll have the wind against them in the first term. That's just going off what we've felt in the last couple of minutes, but that can change very quickly out here in Springfield. Well, the teams are about to get set. The crowd is absolutely heaving. A big hello to everyone where you're watching all around the country. It's the scenes we see today really reflect on how much this league has grown and built itself over the last few years. The amount of expats down from Victoria, former AFL players have now called this competition home. An arena like Brighton Homes, absolutely deserved of a fixture like this. Queensland footy has never been in better health. And Christian, as he just pointed out to me, we saw a Sunshine Coast Premier in the Colts. We saw a Brisbane Premier in the reserves. Can Redland-Vicky Point sign it off? Well, I mean, they're technically out in the east. I wouldn't call them part of Brisbane, but I don't know, they call themselves out either. But can Surfers Paradise tick the box for the Gold Coast today? Well, teams are now making the way into position, and just very quickly, I want to have a look at just a couple of matchups. We know what we think we're going to see, but so first of all, is it going to be Broadbent that gets the job on Hamilman?
I would give Broadbent the job. He's performed admirably on Hamilman in the past. He's going to need a team defence to drop in and help him contain Matt Hamilman, because it's too big a task for just one man. But Broadbent, if he's up for it, that's going to go a long way to give the Demons the victory.
I'd like to see Albie Jones sort of drop into that hole, probably sit about 20 metres in front of him as well. He played in that 29 grand final, as tough as they come, Nick Davis.
Oh, absolutely. And we see a big Cam Ellis-Yeoman just rolling his way into the middle of the ground. He's going to throw the weight around. He's going to throw the body there. I'm very keen to see where Daryl McDowell-White lines up. They've got him named on the wing, but I can see him moving to a half-back flank very quickly just to play a little bit of silly buggers with the opposition. There he moves now. Well, we're about to get underway. Nick Davis, special comments. Jack Fulham, Chris Yeend, the best callers in the QAFL all year. They've got the call. Jack Fulham, let's get this game underway.
So it's Alice Yeoman, Smith, Greenwood and Woodburn, the unit for Surfers Paradise. In the middle is Miller, Brown and Offermans for Redland-Victoria Point. We're just moments away from bounce down in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final for 2025. The Redland-Victoria Point Sharks taking on the Surfers Paradise Demons. Let's get this grand final underway. It'll be Malone and Smith to do battle in the middle, and a picture-perfect bounce. Malone takes front position, gets it down. Smith got a hand on it. Alice Yeoman dived in there on top of it, and we'll have a repeat stoppage to get our Saturday afternoon grand final sorted. So ball back into play again. Smith got first hands on it. Big tackle laid. Plenty of players around the footy, and I think that's going to be the story of the game so far. And we've had two stoppages in the first 25 seconds. Ball still hasn't travelled outside the centre square.
And this is how exactly the opening Celts of the Celts and the reserves had started. A lot of stoppages to start proceedings before we open up. As umpire Sammy Somerville will get ready to restart proceedings for the upteenth time in the opening stages of this one. In the opening minute, it will be a stoppage fest. And we're big boy Malone at the thick of the bottom of the action.
I really like the matchup. Scott Miller, he's gone straight to Ben Greenwood. Now, Miller, 11 tackles in the prelim last week. If they're going to try and nullify his attack, that's what they're going to have to do.
So Smith got it down. Woodburn, can he get a clean stoppage? No, he can't. Miller wrapped him up, and we'll have another ball up. So, what's that, 5 now? 6?
Yeah, we'll go for 10 by the time this clears out.
It's resembling a rugby match at the moment. Malone got it down. Woodburn put his head over it, could have been taken high, not called. Jones came up with it. Now the first kick of the game through Smith. He sends Redland-Victoria Point into attack. Getting back there was Broadbent, close to the boundary line. The supporters in the pocket want insufficient intent. They're not going to get it. We'll have a throw in. 35 out from the Sharks' goal. They are attacking the left of your screen in this first quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. And we've got an off-the-ball free kick that is going the way of the Sharks. And it is their spearhead, Matt Hamilman.
And that was against Harrison Islands, a pair of them sort of jogging through to the corridor, and Hamilman knocked off balance there, Jack Fulham, and the Centurion has a chance to kick the opening goal of the grand final.
So Matt Hamilman brought up his ton last week against Morningside. He's kicked 104 on the season. This to give the Sharks the perfect start to the 2025 grand final. He ambles in now. Beautiful kicking motion. Didn't like it off the boot, but it swung back and he's got it. Hamilman gets the first for the Sharks. They bounce out to a 6-point lead. 2.5 minutes played. First quarter.
Huge confidence boost there for the Sharks. They needed SP here to strike straight away. I know he's sitting up a bit high. He's going to be doing that throughout the game, especially when kicking to that left side. That breeze is swirling. You can see the way it affected the kick coming through, but that is not the kind of thing you want to give away to start a game.
Now let's, before the next bounce, let's go down boundary side to Hannah Davies. Hannah, can we get a measure of the conditions down at ground level?
Thanks, team. Yeah, there's some pretty great conditions for goal kicking today, as we've already seen a quick one. It's 22 degrees down here at ground. The rain has been on and off all day, but it's cleared for the main event here today, and there's just some slight northwesterly winds of speeds up to 9 kilometres per hour.
That's Hannah Davies, thanks to Bradnam's Windows and Doors and TPIL Lawyers, as Doran, therefore, the D's up towards high half forward. He played his 100th game for the club last week, but it's the Sharks with ball in hand at the moment. They'll bring it out to Sullivan. Kicks it up towards high half forward. Lovely spoil there from behind there from Island. He owes them one here already for the D's. Almost went without it. There was Mullane. Ball between wing and half forward for the D's. We'll see a stoppage.
Anderson just got absolutely cleaned up there in the red headband and blue boots, but he's fine. He's a Gold Coast boy. They'll make him tough down there.
Ball up. Smith got first hands on it. McDowell White swept through there. Miller picked it up. He's wrapped up by Jamison Shea, and we'll have a stoppage. So ball just inside the centre square. Redland-Victoria point with the advantage. Malone tapped it forward. Woodburn got coat hanging, not paid high. He went down hard. Players track in after it. And now they've got a release here through Mullane. Gave the handball over the top. They've got runners out here. Surfers Paradise. One of those is Axel Moore, who sends them long inside attack. Getting back there. Redland-Victoria point. Prokos picked it up and was taken in a strong tackle. No prior opportunity, and we'll have a ball up, 45 out from the Demons' goal.
He's very good in the prelim, Prokos last week. We'll look for those defensive switches from him.
So there's the rare foray into the forward 50 for the D's, who are the leading scoring team in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL competition. It's the Sharks now will clear across half back. Smith is just sitting in the hole. He's not needed as his teammate went up. It comes down now to a circle of Sharks. Look away handball came there from Josh Brown, the season campaigner when it comes to the Sharks in grand finals. Handball just in space towards the boundary line. Trapped nicely by Miller. Concedes ground. Back to Brown. Here's a chance off a step. That was Nathan Smith. Up towards high half forward. Slips over the back. Umpire said play on. Hamlin was a player in the gun. Tried to work his way in front. Anderson picks it up, and now the D's are away.
Strong tackle laid on Nice. He had opportunity to get rid of it. How's this one going to be called? Ball up. Oh, Nice. He was lucky there as he tried to beat a couple before being taken in the tackle. Ball up. Malone got hands on it. Moore is in there. Ball comes out. Here's Hambleton. Can he gather? He does. Taken high by Mullane. Not paid. Could have been holding the ball. And umpire is going to have a bet each way and throw it up.
Yeah, like the way they're just going about at the moment, the umpires. They're not letting anyone get away with anything. They're letting it play.
There's a free kick has been waved for a hold.
As he comments on the umpiring.
I love the umpires in green. Sammy Somerville, he is a former VFL umpire, thanks to Bradnam's Windows and Doors. As Smith with a booming kick, looking for Alice Yeoman. Going back was Williams, couldn't quite take the markets. They're set on their way here, the D's, inside the forward 50. Cheeky kick up towards Patton. Was looking for his teammate and more. Wrapped up immediately there by Anderson. He's GAW and gone, holding the ball. Free kick will go to the Sharks at centre half back.
Brilliant tackle laid on Axel Moore. And it'll be Campbell Aston back into the side after missing the qualifying final and the prelim. And he's kicked it out on the full. So a few nervy moments early on. The Sharks holding a 6-point lead. They're 6-0. 6.25 minutes gone. First quarter. The Demons backtrack to Anderson, who chips it up to half forward and finds Woodburn. He's about 70 from home. He wheels around. He's going to send this one into the hot spot, about 20 out. Getting back, McDowell White took a strong intercept mark. Well played. He's had a chaotic week, McDowell White. Got off at the tribunal. Kicks across goal. Smith got up high. High over Dora. Took a great mark. And now gets it moving on quickly. They've got runners out. One of them is Chapman. Chapman goes along the line. Hamilton got out the back of his man. Wants to go now. Hamilton direction. Hamilton's got it. Broadbent came over the top, chopped the arms. Hamilton's going to get the free kick. There's a little bit going on off the ball. And Hamilton can line up for his second of the game to give the Sharks a perfect start.
Well, there is no one better at getting front position than Matt Hamilton. You can see him doubling back and just holding his way. When he gets those long levers up, he will always take it at the apex of the drop. With that wind holding up as well, that is pure forward craft.
And Broadbent did everything he could, but Hamilton, as we've seen so often this year, too big and too strong. This kick from around 40 out, slightish angle, pretty much directly in front. In he comes, strikes it, loves it off the boot.
106.
Hamilton's got the first two. The Sharks have the first two. 8.25 minutes played first quarter. Redlands 12-0.
Well, that was just such an easy transition down the ground. The team's been feeling each other out for so long, but it started with Dylan Smith. It was a risky kick possibly from McDowell White across the face into the wind there. But watching Dylan Smith last week, you see it on your replay right now, he just has that ability to float and pop up at the right time. It was a wobbly old kick from Hamilton, the Ricky Ponting cricket version of Hamilton, but drops it to his semi-namesake. And, well, the Sharks, this is a perfect start kicking into that wind.
And there's a reason why I mentioned Dylan Smith as a contender for the best on ground. I think he...
Oh, you're good, Yanni. Very good.
Oh, done a little bit of scouting during the week.
He's good aerially, Dylan Smith.
Well, he's played a lot of great footy at Mount Gravatt alongside Craig Malone. So the Sharks have got a couple of good ones here. As Oscar Wood, the young 18-year-old, moves into the ruck against Malone. Alice Yeoman works his way ahead of Offermans. Doran finds his teammate across half-back in the form of Albie Jones, looking for Lucas Snowball on the far side. And Thompson will see it out of bounds. We'll see a throw in. Chapman.
I'm really interested by what we're seeing in this battle between Malone and Zach Smith. Malone's really going to pick and choose, conserve that energy. It's a big field. He's a big fella, and he's not opting to go to too many contests around the ground. He's just wandering over.
Oh, Jewel now saddles up in the ruck against Malone. It's Malone with another delicate belt towards the attacking zone, taken there by Doran, tries to handball to a teammate who was on the ground. Here come the Sharks, a handball over the top through the corridor if required. Lovely tackle, umpire said knocked out, play on, and now the D's, they're desperately under siege. Strong tackle again there from Brown, the two tens combine. It slips over the back towards Dylan Smith. Smith just ahead of the would-be tackler, and we'll see a free kick out of bounds on the full, and it will go to the D's.
So players from both sides just flying into the contest. It's going to be Doran between wing and half-back. He chips it up now to LB Jones. Out of side of Brighton Homes Arena. Jones looks inboard. Beautiful kick. Found Jewel on the chest. Jewel wheels around. He's got men loose inside forward 50. One of them was Kennedy. Kennedy dropped the mark. Snowball at ground level. Could have been taken high. Was taken high. Flying through there was Nathan Smith.
He doesn't look good.
And Lucas Snowball is out cold.
He is out. You see that arm straightening out. When it's tough to tell where to put the camera. Don't want to see a man down, but let's have a look at the fight. Got Woodburn, Posty Malone in there. Ellis Yeoman's throwing the weight around, but he is not in a good way, the Snowball.
You see this on the replay too, thanks to TPIL lawyers.
So my first thoughts were this was accidental. Snowball diving for the football and Nathan Smith just trying to come in and make a contest. And
hip?
Yeah, it's head on knee for Nathan Smith. It's unlucky.
He put his hand up straight away. It was just an accident.
You see a close-up look here, thanks to TPIL lawyers.
Let's see if we can head down to Hannah Davies at boundary level, because from here, Lucas Snowball has not moved. Hannah, what are you feeling down on boundary level?
Yeah, he's down on the ground, and as you said, Nick, he really hasn't moved at all. There's plenty of commotion around him, and as you can see, both teams just looking to circle up with one another. So I think we'll definitely be here for a moment longer. I'd say, we're seeing the stretcher being brought out, so it'll mean because of that he'll be on the bench for at least a certain period of time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hannah Davies down on the boundary. I'd say I don't think we're going to see him back today. You see that arm go out straight, never a good thing. As the two teams come together, naturally a little bit of friction there, but this is a chance for both teams now to reset. You never like to see it. We know that his father will be watching somewhere either in the crowd or from home. Terrible stuff, but also just part of an accident. This just happens in footy as well. You see the stretcher being brought out as the teams go to their separate respective huddles.
And he's had such an impressive season, Lucas Snowball. He's been an asset for him on that half-forward line, kicked 26 goals for the season, spent some time in the Suns VFL setup. He is a real star of the future for a 19-year-old, and sad to see his grand final end this early.
Well, he was a key reason why the D's got up over the lines last week. That second term, he kicked 2 blistering goals and got into some incredible positions. Already had a bag of 6 to his name against Noosa and an explosive performance. So he's a great young kid. Having watched a fair bit of his games through the VFL, his ball movement and high half forward, the best of his footy career is yet to come. But sort of spoke pre-game about the importance of youth for this team. We've got Oscar Wood and Lucas Snowball for the D's. It's certainly, they're going to be down one. I guess who is going to be better suited as this game unfolds?
Well, he seems to be up and moving and on his feet, which is a very good sign. You see Captain Harrison Fraser just remonstrating with the umpires. I'm imagining, given head-high contact, which seems to be clear, he'd be hoping for a free kick going Surfers' way, and I think that's what Fraser's just trying to make sure happens. But the very good news here at Brighton Homes Arena is that Lucas Snowball is on his feet after copying just a stray knee to the head. Nothing doing, just going eyes for the footy, and that's what you want to see early in the first quarter. That's all he wanted, and unfortunately just collected there. Copped the knee of Nathan Smith, was sandwiched in there, but he looks to be all right.
So Joe Kennedy is going to be the man that will take the free kick. Now Kennedy kicked 3 in a first half of the ages in the qualifying final. He's been in good form. Kicked 19 goals this year, Joe Kennedy, and he is a very lovely set shot of the football. So he has this one from 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Sort of hoppy approach, hits it with the instep. It's going to swing back on the breeze, not enough, and a minor score. So Surfers have their first score of the day. Redland-Victoria point lead, 2 straight 12. Surfers 1 behind, 11-point margin.
He's just been reliably informed too, just the Snowball's condition. He is looking quite dizzy, the physical, how he's physically holding up at the moment. So he's got the best of care, and the first aid facility is right behind the change rooms as well. So he'll be getting great care at the moment as Miller for the Sharks. Across the outer wing, good use of the body there from Huddy. Was able to bring the ball to ground, but the umpire disagreed and awarded the free kick to Surfers Paradise, the 2019 premiers. A big thumping right foot kick. It was a mongrel one up towards Wood. Couldn't quite take the mark. Just something he needs to improve with his game, Oscar Wood. He's getting to enough of those contests across his career. As Huddy comes in again, umpire says play on. Handball through the corridor. Chopped off there was a handball towards Nias. As Mullane lays a tackle, slips out the back. Surfers just trying to push the ball forward up towards Cam Ellis-Yeoman. He's nudged over the boundary line due to Scotty Miller. And a big thanks to our wonderful tech crew here today. We've got Connor and Harrison bringing you all the pictures around the ground.
So they'll have a throw in, 60 out from the Demons' goal. After coughing up the first 2 goals of the game, they've managed to sort of level this one out. A few repeat inside 50s. Jewel doing the ruck work. There's going to be a free kick in the ruck. It's going to go the way of Malone. Got front position, and Jewel just couldn't move him out of the way. No easy task because he is a lump of a man. So Malone decides to give the handball off. Twisting and turning through trouble was O'Sullivan. Just dribbled it up towards the wing position. Surfers have picked it off. High up and under ball inside 50. King had a fly at it, was knocked away. In goes O'Sullivan. Kennedy close to the boundary line. Managed to keep it in. No, he didn't. We'll have a throw in, 45 out.
Not the worst result there for the Demons. Nearly gone 20 minutes, including that break that saw Snowball taken off, so they need to get on the board soon.
The ball back into play. Malone front position again. Wood got over the top, just knocked it straight towards the boundary line. And we'll have another throw in. This one a little bit further out.
Just repeating the early winners today. Noosa prevailed over Aspley in the Colts in a 12-point thriller. And Morningside extracted revenge against Maroochydore in last year's grand final reserves to taste the ultimate success again as Malone up against Wood. It's ball at half back. Campbell Aston applying a fair bit of pressure, and we'll see a boundary throw in again. So a lot of stoppages as we come to expect between these two sides.
Just about every player in one sort of third of the ground right now. A lot of space out here, but they're not letting him use it.
It's all one-on-ones too, so no one is dropping back, filling holes. As Malone taps the ball to ground, it's taken by his opposite 19 in Jewel. As Doran on his favoured left foot, just caught off balance. Inside the forward 50.
Up!
Strong grab with confidence. And that's what he does to perfection, Joey Kennedy. And he showed this kind of form last week.
He's got a strong set of hands, Joey Kennedy. And a very nice natural athletic leap at the football too.
And the beauty is he's the ultimate utility as well. He can play across the back line. As Joey Kennedy for Surfers Paradise for the opening goal of the grand final. Kept to the left, and that's where it stayed, -4.
So Redlands, they lead by 10 points. 2 straight, plays 2 behinds. They bring it in, chip up the middle. McDowell White has it 30 metres out from his defensive goal face. Moves it on now, looks wide towards Nathan Smith coming in. Jamison Shea didn't get a touch on the football, but managed to put Smith off it. Ball goes out of bounds.
Now the Sharks have taken Malone off, taking a bit of a rest. Clay Cameron just came on to replace him. So this could be their time to strike.
So ball back into play. Huddy doing the ruck work. Was pushed off by Jewel. Getting a kick forward was Miller, up towards centre wing. Wood went back with the flight of it, couldn't complete the mark. Here's Woodburn doing the crumbing, just chipped it up towards centre half forward. Couple missed it. McDowell White got it to Miller, to Aston. Sweeping round the back was Hunkin, and Hunkin's kick is picked off by Zach Smith. So Smith has it centre wing, broadcast side, opts to chip in board. Oh, risky kick. King made it look good on all hands and knees, barely the 15. Plays on quickly, goes across the ground. They've got men in the middle, queuing up. One of them is Broadbent. Broadbent goes further afield between wing and half forward. Easy mark dropped by Leah Campchi. Here come Redlands. They've come up with it. Ball picked off again. Island, he'll send them inside forward. 50, one-on-one matchup. Thompson and Patton. Thompson did well, so did Patton. Ball close to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in.
Being really cautious about their forward entries at the moment, Surfers Paradise. Really just trying to chip it around until they find that best option. But this is grand final day. They're down. They need to show a little bit more dare right now.
And this has essentially been the attacking end of the ground too for the previous 8 quarters. In Surfers Paradise, they've won 16 of their 21 first quarters as opposed to 11 of 19 for the Sharks. They were doing all the right things, causing a lot of congestion inside that forward line. Just looking for maybe a quick kick up to Oscar Wood up the top of the square. Perhaps as McDowell White clears the ball out towards half-back, looking for Brown in the lane. Sees it out of bounds on the far side. In fact, so thanks to Brandon's Windows and Doors, we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, I'll just...
Big supporters of local communities, all sports. Bradnam's team. A lot of Luke and Ash in the gang.
So ball back in. As we tick into time on first quarter, Huddy won it down. Thompson there. Hugh Greenwood did well, got it to Smith. Smith goes inside, forward 50 to the top of the square. Wood could have been pulled off it, wasn't. Chapman missed it. Patton was in there. Ball wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up 25 metres out from the Demons' goal. They've had most of the play in the last 10 minutes. They've really wrestled control of this one. They just haven't been able to hit the scoreboard. As Smith won it down, snap on goal from deep in the pocket. It lands at the top of the goal square, and the intercept mark is taken by Luke O'Sullivan.
Luke O'Sullivan will switch it up through the corridor. It was a risky kick, but finds Charlie Offermans. Has an option out of the corner of his eye and finds him to perfection here in Matt Owen. One of the handy additions to this RVP lineup in season 2025. Back to O'Sullivan, who stops, props, waiting for options down the line, but Hamish Anderson is just causing headaches with that, being that spare play down the line. That's why the Sharks, they're forcing the turnover. Woodburn on hands and knees was taken high against Scotty Miller, so Woodburn.
Oh, he loves it. He loves the smoke, Woodburn. Lawrence King's got to be careful here. We know he's got a temper about him.
Woodburn just coming up a little rusty.
He's fine.
He plays on now, runs to 55, kick inside the 50, slips over the top. Oscar Wood had no prior opportunity, play on. The Sharks with a booming kick, up and under. Shea takes the mark, and now the D's are set.
So Jamison Shea, he'll send them back inside forward 50. Demons looking dangerous. There are a lot of players camped in the defensive 50. This one will go to the hot spot, top of the square. Wood couldn't mark. O'Sullivan got the crumbs, just hacked it forward. Hamilton went past him. Greenwood, clever pickup, got the handball inboard to Jewell. It was too hot for Jewell to handle. Hamilton worked him off it. Pack of players come in. O'Sullivan sat on top of it. We'll have a ball up on the 50-metre arc.
Just showing some slight grand final nerves here, Surfers Paradise. The wind is playing havoc, but they're just not 100% on their decisions.
So ball back into play. Here's Jewell, got a handball. Ireland had a man running past. Chapman managed to get a hand in there. It was Hunkin, in fact, and Hunkin was taken high. So the Sharks will get out of danger. It was a lucky one because the Demons had players queuing up inside forward 50 to get on the end of that handball. But Hunkin did well to get a hand in there. So he looks long towards the outer side wing. Clay Cameron got up, had the ball knocked away from him by Anderson. Ball goes out across the line. We'll have a throw in. Ball on the far side of Brighton Homes Arena.
Yeah, I think Redland-Vicky Point can be very happy with this quarter footy so far. Just flooding that defence and not giving Surfers Paradise an inch of space down forward, and that has completely taken away all the showmanship and skill of their small forwards.
Just seeing a nice matchup that is going to eventuate. We've got Cam Ellis-Yeomans just come onto the ground for the D's, as we're going to see a reset with the boundary throw in.
Short one.
And he'll have Adrian Williams manned up on him, so they're sitting about 35 metres out from the Demons' goal. As we've seen across the day, the wind is blowing straight across from over our shoulder. So another reset here as Smith and Huddy go toe-to-toe. Smith taking the ground, had no prior opportunity. Huddy on his favoured left foot, up towards high half forward, slips over the back. Anderson will
push there.
So it will be a free kick to Surfers Paradise. And I want to see them go down the corridor, and they go down the wing, finds Woodburn. Woodburn has to keep ball moving quickly. He's got King and Patton at centre half forward. Next to go a little bit shorter. Umpire said that's a mark, and the Sharks will settle across half back to Stallard.
So Stallard, clever intercept mark, worked Wood under the footy. Looks wide where he's got a man out. It's Aston who's found space. Aston goes up towards half forward, was knocked away from Cameron. Cameron tapped it forward at ground level. Anderson socketed forward to Woodburn, who picked it up to Greenwood. Greenwood trying to beat a tackle, got a handball back in the island direction. And we'll have a ball up on the edge of the square at half forward. Sharks into attack.
25 minutes gone and still not much to show for it, Surfers Paradise, despite having the wind. Matt Hamilton, you look at the space he just seems to be getting off his opponent, is looking very dangerous right now.
So ball back into play. Smith doing the ruck work. Offermans got a quick kick up towards half forward. It was misguided out on the full. So the Demons will take the free kick. They retreat into their back 50 to Anderson. Anderson goes further afield. Here is Ireland. And Ireland's got plenty of space. He takes a bounce, chips it up towards half back. They're outside their defensive 50 now. Here's Broadbent. Broadbent wants to move it on quickly. Goes to a contest on centre wing. Wood got up high, couldn't complete the mark. Owen at ground level for the Sharks. Busting in there was Stallard. Good pick up, rode the tackle. Eventually the ball was released. It goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in right in front of our commentary position here at Brighton Homes Arena.
He is beloved by the Sharks faithful, Stallard. Every impact he has, it doesn't have to be many of them, but is met with rapturous cheers from the Sharks fans.
He's definitely a crowd favourite. And even from a neutral, he's very well loved as Hamilton wraps up Doran immediately. Thanks to Bradham's Windows and Doors and TPIL lawyers. Smith, who copped the knock late in the last quarter against the Lions. His fitness never needs to be questioned. Wins the hit out. Riding the bump, trying to draw the high tackle was Smith. Umpire was blindsided, hence the play on. Smith now of the Zach variety, loops it up towards Jamison Shea. He can kick the ball up towards the top of the square off a standing start. He elects to bring it inboard short to Doran. Doran has the one of the stars of this superstar Surfers Paradise team with a kick inside the forward 50 that came from Lawrence King. Darryl McDowell-White bumped off the ball. Axel Moore finds his teammate, squeezes it out now to Shea. Lovely defensive work there from Miller. Miller just throws it on the boot. It'll essentially be a 2-on-4 contest. Two Ds get in the way. They've given away the free kick, Nick Davis.
I'll get the cavalry back down. They're being too cute with it. They're trying to be way too safe going inside 50. Take a risk.
So Clay Cameron has the free kick. On the logo, just goes long in the guess who direction. Hamilman with 3 for company. Can't take the mark. Tracking it back is Mullane. Goes across his goal face. Well played. Good kick. Ended up finding Luxton. So Luxton deep in the back pocket. Outer side. Siren can't be too far away. He looks long. And the kick is going to get over the head of a couple and bounce out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Sharks side of halfway. They've been on the defensive for much of this first quarter, yet hold a 10-point lead on the scoreboard. They'll be happy with this result at quarter time, you'd think.
You'd think so. Just got to play it smart, safe now, but the D's, they've got to do something.
So just forward of centre for Redland-Victoria point. We did lose probably about 5 minutes with Lucas Snowball coming off the ground with a possible concussion.
Good call.
As the Sharks bumped off the ball nicely there by Cam Ellis-Yolman. And when we think of the Sharks, we've got the Sharks in QAFL action today, and then we've got Southport representing Queensland in the VFL tomorrow down in Melbourne. And to sweeten the deal, one of the icons from Southport, the Clint Doggy Watts, is presenting the best on ground medal today to the winning player, as judged by numerous experts. As a free kick will go to Doran. So Doran will bring it up towards Jamison Shea. I just want to see him kick the ball 50 metres because he can do that. Lowers the eyes, finds Patton, the TPIL Lawyers player of the day last week. Mullane runs through the corridor now. Doran again, left foot kick, has Jewel. Jewel will get front position. Ball hits the deck. Golden opportunity. Here's Joey Kennedy. Now you see him, now you don't. The ball was knocked out the tackle. That's why the umpire said play on. And it's going to be a free kick to the D's for a hold when all is said and done. Wow.
Well, he shouldn't have given away the hand pass in the first place, but I've got lucky surfers again, just opting to go that one too many. Unfortunately, I've copped a lucky break here. Joey Kennedy, the recipient, he needs to put this through.
He's already had one miss at the sticks. This will be the third goal from a free kick. Should he be successful? Question of accuracy. He has muffed it.
Well, he dropped that footy clean on the replay, so the footy gods have just balanced out the world there.
So Joey Kennedy could be suffering a little bit of head noise at the moment. He's missed some gettable shots.
Speaking of, I just watched Sam Jewell just fall over for no reason whatsoever.
All happening in the first quarter. Ball on the outer side wing. Surfers have it. They look inboard to send half forward. Shea dropped a mark he should have taken. Busting in there was Jewell. Couldn't come up with it. Here's Moore. Kicked it into his own man. Shea's got it. He was ripped off it. Couldn't get a clean disposal. Smith just handballed it into space. Going forward was Callahan trying to lay a tackle on Ellis-Yolman. Did it well, but Ellis-Yolman got rid of it. And here's Ireland up towards King. Too wide for him. Goes out on the full. So the Sharks defence, they are holding up in the first quarter under a lot of pressure. It'll be O'Sullivan, takes the free kick, just roosts it long, 2-on-1 contest. Getting up there was Ireland, took a strong intercept mark. So Ireland looks inboard, it's been picked off. Anderson with the headband, put his head over it. Albie Jones handballed it to himself and didn't come up with it. Eventually Anderson is wrapped up and we'll have a ball up. Shark side of halfway, broadcast side wing. We're over 30 minutes, first quarter of the TPIL Lawyers 2025 QAFL Grand Final.
Dylan Smith's just come onto the ground for the Sharks. The free kick has been paid for a shepherd. It will go to Smith. Comes in out of Doran, who's had a very good first quarter. Finds his captain in the form of Harrison Fraser. Fraser up to Cam Ellis-Yolman.
Good kick.
Plays on now, right foot kick. They're starting to open up some space inside the forward 50. Gutsy courage shown there. I think it might have been from Patton, and we'll see a boundary throw-in.
The Sharks' pressure has just been frenetic so far. They've denied them the corridor all day. Surfers not wanting to take risks. You see Cam Ellis-Yolman, he opted to go inboard, then rotated back around with a massive turning circle, I must say. But being forced out of this pocket's not where you want to be.
And we saw that on the replay thanks to TPIL Lawyers. There was a big crunch as Offermans is taken high, and will be a free kick to the Sharks at halfback.
So Redlands holding a 9-point lead. We're close to 32 minutes, first quarter. And Offerman's content to run some clock for his team. He's going to look long, close to the boundary line. Huddy is at the fall of it with Ireland, and coming over the top was Josh Neese to punch it into the spectators here at Brighton Homes Arena.
They're like 10 deep below us, gentlemen. They're packed to the rafters here this afternoon.
It's been a sensational turnout for the biggest game on the Queensland football calendar. Smith won the hit out. Offerman's at ground level, got the Sharks going forward, bounced off the chest of Cameron. Ireland just socketed forward. Smith, Offerman's went in there, had Doran for company, and we'll have another ball up.
Siren can't come soon enough for Surfers Paradise, but if you get a chance here, just go that dump kick forward, use that wind, a bit of a chaos ball, just something to try and break the shackles they've got in the game.
Rucks will contest again. Neither ruckman able to get their hands on the ball, but it's Smith who handballs over the top looking for Greenwood. Greenwood has a teammate rolling through the corridor, and here they come again. Luxton handballs through to Anderson. Anderson meters in the clear in front of Hamilton. Takes a bit off the step. Now I just want to see Shea go long, and that's exactly what I've recommended him. And he pumps it inside the forward 50. Alice Yeoman pulls the trigger from 55 metres out from goal, looking for Woodburn up against Miller. Wood, who's just come on the ground. It's going to be a free kick. And will go against Ben Woodburn. It'll be a free kick to Miller at centre half back.
So they still don't concede, the Sharks. Here's Smith, just outside his defensive 50. He chips it up the line to Huddy. Dropped a mark he should have taken, recovered, and then just punted it off the ground. There is the siren at quarter time. Well, the TPIL Lawyers 2025 Grand Final. Redland-Victoria Point hold a 9-point lead. They're through two straight goals to Matt Hamilton. Surfers Paradise 3 behind.
It was a very good first quarter thanks to TPIL Lawyers. Really enjoyed the matchup between Greenwood and Offermans. It's the master and the apprentice. Those two have a very long history. I know we've got Nick Davis with us.
Well, that's right. 9 points in it. Quarter time here at Brighton Homes Arena. The TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. It's the biggest show in town. We hope you're enjoying the live stream at home. We'll see you back for the second term.
We're going to have a look at some highlights.
We will.
We're going to stay here. We'll be with us because we're pumped and we love it here at Brighton Homes Arena. So we're going to look over some of the highlights here, gentlemen. And Matt Hamilton, Nick, got on the board with the opening goal.
Well, we've talked about the space and separation that he manages to get from his opponents there. That came as a result of a free kick, a silly one to give away early in the grand final. Absolutely sucked him in, but you don't give him this chance. You see the second roll around from Hamilton. Again, getting that separation out in front. Another chop there. When the ball's up at that apex, he'll get those long levers up, and it's good night from there. Very simple one for Hamilton. It's now Hamilton, that's 106 goals for the year. And Jack, well, I was going to say, hasn't been many highlights from Surfers Paradise so far, but what have you seen?
From Surfers, we've had, they've had a lot of footy. They've won it around the contest. They've gone inside forward 50 a lot, but they've just been a little bit, wasteful going inside the forward 50 and not able to capitalise on the shots that they have had.
And we're on standby, waiting for Hannah Davies, who'll be catching up with Phil Carsu. Well, this is going to be his last quarter-time speech, gentlemen, after being involved with the Redland-Victoria Point team for the last 16 years. It's been a tremendous innings, and he would love to go out a winner.
He has been one of the architects of this Redland-Victoria Point program.
We built that premiership puzzle for so long. Getting Matt Hamilton to the club was a massive, massive deal for them. Got so close last year, just 5 points in last year's grand final. Massive moment them vanquishing Morningside last week, but job's not done. But so far, after 30 minutes of footy, and already we have seen young Snowball for the Demons, unfortunately, be subbed out through concussion for the game.
That was the key moment with Lucas Snowball, purely accidental with Nathan Smith, taken high, and his day has ended very early in the first quarter.
And it's interesting, you always look at moments like this in grand final. Do you galvanise? Does it rattle you? Does it shake you? But look, so far we need to see more of a response from Surfers.
Well, it is quarter time, Nick Davis, and thanks to TPIL Lawyers, it's time that we check out a break. But mate, you are the king of throwing to breaks, mate.
Well, here's me throwing to the break. No, that's right. You are watching the live stream all around the country. It's the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. 9-point lead, Redland-Vicky Point leading Surfers Paradise. 2 goals straight to 3 behinds.
Very excited. It's good fun at training. Vibes are really high and everyone's energy's up. Heaps good to be back.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland. You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL Nines, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates. Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game, looking at making a comeback.
There's footy for when your week's pretty cooked, or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Well, welcome back wherever you are watching. It's quarter time here at Bryden Homes Arena, the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. It's a bit to unpack, but it has been so much to unpack so far in this first term. Redlands-Victoria point, leading Surfers Paradise 2 straight to just the 3 behinds. And Christiane, you'd have to say that that quarter was all the Sharks' way. Surfers absolutely need a lift at this point.
Absolutely, and we're very pumped thanks to Braddon's Windows and Doors and TPL Lawyers. We've got our lovely roving reporter Hannah Davies, who is waiting to catch up with Sam Dwyer. We're going straight down there now.
Sam, it was a tight first quarter, and in terms of possession, you had a few looks in, but just not able to convert. How did you see it out there?
Yeah, we just sort of went in fast every single time, which was a bit helter-skelter. I think we just need to control the ball a little bit more and let the game unfold, and we'll be right.
And I can see Snowball's got the jersey on. Is he done for the day?
Yeah, he's done. He was knocked out, unfortunately, so he'll be in concussion, obviously. But yeah, just obviously feeling for him. Good kid, but he'll be right.
And what was the message to the boys?
Yeah, just a bit of composure, ball in hand, and just making sure that when we're spreading with a bit of purpose. So
thanks.
Thank you.
Fox Footy's own Hannah Davies down there on the boundary with the Surfers Paradise coach. Jack Fulham, Chris Yeen, your callers this afternoon. Jack Fulham about to get us underway in this second term. Sam Dwyer said himself, the D's really need a lift here.
They do. First goal of the quarter will be required for the Demons. They trail by 9 points. They've been wasteful going inside forward 50, as we just heard from their coach, Sam Dwyer. I think Redlands' Phil Castle will be very happy with the back six of his side, who are stood up under enormous pressure in that first quarter. Let's get the second quarter of the grand final underway. Malone took the centre of the circle, got it down. Miller got a kick on it, bounced into the hands of Malone. He sends the Sharks inside forward 50. Anderson managed to spoil it away. Malone could have been taken high, managed to get boot on ball. Greenwood just dribbled it forward. Miller back to Malone, inside forward 50, top of the square, Hamilman. Too big and too strong again. And Matt Hamilman about to have his third kick of the day and potentially his third goal of the day.
Again, just perfect body positioning there from Hamilman. Worked his man. He's going to have the breeze blowing towards him. So just got on the backside, knowing it was going to float through, and just backed his natural timing and leap.
So Matt Hamilman kicked the first 2 goals of the game. This to make it the first 3 goals of the game. Very deliberate approach. We know how beautiful his set shot kicking motion is. Strikes it nicely, puts it right through the middle. Matt Hamilman has 3. The Sharks have 3. They lead by 15 points.
Really going to have to look at that matchup there. The moment's doing a number on Broadbent. I've spoken throughout the game about the separation that he gets. He just seems to play just meters off him, and Broadbent wants to give him that space. That's fine when the wind's going against you, but when that footy's getting dumped in, you've got to put a body on Matt Hamilton.
And it's just Craig Malone with a couple of clearances there too. He's just dumping the ball inside the forward 50. It's making it very chaotic, Nick Davis, to stop that. And he's one of the players you highlighted before.
Well, dream start for the Demons in this second term. All 3 goals to Matt Hamilman. They've got to find a way to stop the right Jack Fulham.
They sure do. Ball back into the middle.
Here at Brighton Homes Arena, as Malone with another clearing tap to ground, taken here by the D's. Hugh Green with a kick around the body up towards centre half forward. O'Sullivan drops the mark there for the Sharks, and we'll see a stoppage.
I like the way they're managing Malone's minutes at the moment. Just seem to be playing him for the 20, give him 5 rest, and maybe bring him back on for red time.
Smith gets front position, tries to take his own clearance, wrapped up immediately, and the umpire in the form of Jamison Galbraith, the QAFL Senior Umpire, Field Umpire of the Year, duly awarded that award this past week, as it's squeezed out now as Smith just hacks it forward, looking for and not being able to find Cameron. Taken there by Island. Ball turnover now to Island. Now they're rolling through the middle of Brighton Homes Arena, up towards high half forward, or more centre wing now. It's a 2-on-1. As Patton goes to ground. O'Sullivan busy. Handball out towards Dylan Smith. Shrugs off 2 would-be tacklers. Rolls through the corridor with a kick up towards Hamilton. Good spoiled to ground there from Smith. Cameron, handballs over the top. Miller, an up and under kick. Lovely crunch of the body there. That was from Nathan Smith. Woodburn goes to ground. Woodburn ridden aside there by Miller. Nathan Smith hacks it up towards centre half forward, looking for Hamilman. He goes to ground. Does enough to wrap up Luxton, and we should see a stoppage. No, holding the ball, Jack Fulham.
Well, big call there. It was Luxton who dived on top of it with Hamilman for company, and potentially a little bit fortuitous. Just had the footy pinned to him. And Matt Hamilman for goal number 4, Yeendy.
Well, he's had four set shots for 4 goals. And he'll need to aim for that right-hand goal post. And it'll curl through. And this is going to be the most challenging kick of all today. Right foot kick on its way. It's holding its line. It's going good. It's going goal. And the Sharkies, they've got 4 straight. And it's all one-man wrecking show, Nick Davis.
Matt Hamilton taking massive amounts of piss today. He is built for the big stage. Kicked all 4 of their goals. But I'll take you right back to the start, even before what you're seeing on screen here. Maybe you're right, a little bit lucky. But what it came back down to was Benny Woodburn. Now, he's always in and under the contest. Always cops a few strays, but he's just started playing for a couple of free kicks. He's throwing the arms out, and he gave away the chance to actually gain possession there. That led to the turnover, sent down there to Hamilton. And look, big-time players make big-time plays, and Matt Hamilton is built for this stage.
And we know in finals football, the umpires are usually going to err on the side of putting the whistle away. So Surfers, they need to respond here. They trail by 21 points. Almost 5 minutes gone. Skew whiff bounce.
Oh, Cam Ellis-Yeoman. Decides to just throw his weight around, and that is a heavyweight showdown I want to see.
So Malone and Smith again. Malone won it down. Smith got a handball in the Woodburn direction. Great tackle laid by Dylan Smith. And we'll have another ball up. No, holding the ball.
Oh,
Woodburn made no attempt to get rid of it, and the umpire has pinged him.
They've been
red
consistent.
hot, perhaps.
He's the only one going for it out of Surfers Paradise, so I don't bemoan Woodburn for it.
So Smith's kick inside forward 50. Cameron wrestling with Island. Coming back was Alice Yeoman. Just gave a handball over the top. Island got a foot on it. Kicked it forward. Smith tracking it. Big tackle laid on Patton. Sharks throwing their body into the contest. Chapman handballed it forward. 1-2 with Aston. Now they've got a man out on the 50-metre arc. He can run inside. Cameron from 50 goes top of the goal square. Knocked away from Huddy. Ball over the line for a behind. So the Sharks' first blemish of the day. 4-1-25. Surfers 3 behinds. 22-point margin.
All thanks to TPIL Lawyers and Bradnam's Windows and Doors. As a free kick, well, no mark was paid to Island on that far side, or it might be Luxton. Big thanks to Connor and Harrison for bringing you all the action right around the country here.
Yeah, the boys.
AFL Queensland YouTube channel, which has been going from strength to strength in season 2025 as the mark, speaking of strength, it will be to the Sharks through Williams. He lowers the eyes, finds his teammate. There's very little movement going forward other than Hamilman pointing to space 40 metres out from goal, and I feel that that kick is just not going to get there, as to Joey Kennedy is met solidly there by Zach Smith, and now the D's are off.
So coming across the defensive goal face is Mullane. 2 bounces, 3 bounces, now a 4th bounce. Mullane's turned the Jets on. Handballs at 1-2 with Nice. Back to Mullane. They're linking up through the middle. Here's Fraser. He'll send him inside forward. 50 1-on-1 contest. Wood. Williams came across. Wood got it at ground level, then went to ground. Sharks coming back in. Working hard in there was Patton. Gathered the footy, trying to take on a tackle. Umpire's going to say ball it up. So we'll have a ball up right in front of the Redland-Victoria Point supporters. Just absolutely decking out the hill there on the far side of Brighton Homes Arena.
Well done to Mullane there. Finally, as we've been waiting for all afternoon, Surfers Paradise fans.
How about the turn of speed on the young man? In fact, we've got a free kick.
Yeah, we do. The general.
Close to the boundary line. It is Mitch Patton.
He kicked a goal from an identical spot last week, so he's got form in this pocket.
He wants this.
You have to wait for a replay, but Mitch Patton, he's not passing this one off, boys. On the runway, he scored 48 in 2025, strikes it nicely, and absolutely gives it to the Sharks fans.
You love to see it. That's what we wanted.
The Surfers Paradise Demons strike back. They get their first goal of the game, and it is 8 minutes into the second quarter. They're 1-3-9. They trail the Sharks 4 straight 24. Wow, that was a much-needed goal for the Demons, and will it provide a spark?
Well, Big Craig Malone just falling in the back there. Gravity is a fickle thing. But it started from Mullane, just that run off half-back. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. He kept going. That's the first time we've seen them successfully break the lines all afternoon. And guess what? That's the reward for it. That's what you get when you take the game on in finals.
Well, that's what you get for also being a TPIL Lawyers Player of the Day, which he was adjudicated last week for kicking 6 goals in a best on-ground performance. He showed exactly why that is the case and why he inspired his team to the big dance.
3 in the first term, Unity.
Yep, he has just got that electrifying form. He's ready to light it up as Woodburn overruns the ball. It's taken there by the Sharks. Here comes Dylan Smith.
Yeoman went bang.
Dylan Smith up towards high half forward and finds Cooper Anderson, the former Southern Tiger. Back to Smith, who's getting plenty of it inside the forward 50. It's going to be a free kick, and it'll go to Hamilman. It's going to be a hold. Umpire Galbraith said he held the arm, so Hamilman will have a shot on goal in the forward pocket, having a crack at number 5.
Again, it's just the speed that he gets when he takes off on his lead. Looks like his defender can only try and grab an armful of jumper to get a little grab on. We're about to hit the replay here. Great diving mark there from Anderson. But this is what they've been doing. They've been linking up all day.
Well,
he is causing headaches, Hamilman.
He has got 4 straight on the board thanks to TPIL Lawyers. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's grand final time. I feel like a 5-pack. We all feel like a 5-pack. He's got 5 straight. The Centurion is having a day out.
He secured the bag.
And he's secured in the space of 41 minutes of play.
Now, wait a minute. I've seen an arm come out from the umpire there. There's a bit of push and shove going on.
I saw
a Demons player down. No, they're going to let it go.
The umpires are conversing, though, in their earpieces, thanks to Bradman's windows and doors.
So the all clear has been given. We'll go back to the middle. But Surfers Paradise, they've been
getting stuck in a Broadbent. It's little Miles Callahan.
That's
bring your knife to a gunfight there, Miles. Be careful.
That's four set shots from free kicks for Matt Hamilman that have resulted in goals.
That's discipline.
And currently Matt Hamilman leads Surfers Paradise by 21 points. So ball back in the middle. Malone going up against Oscar Wood. Wow, Wood fighting about 8 divisions out of his weight class. Alice Yeoman paddled it forward, had Aston for company. Woodburn goes in, manages to toe poke it back in the Moore direction. O'Sullivan came at it. Got it back to Hunkin. Hunkin's long ball inside forward 50. Hamilman couldn't mark. Anderson's out at ground level. Snap on goal from Anderson. Missed it to the near side. Couldn't get enough hook on it. and a minor score for the Sharks. 5-2-32, Surfers 1-3-9, 22-point margin. We're 11 and a quarter minutes into this second quarter. TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final day.
Cam Elshulman marks on the direct kick in. He has to get going quickly, has an option further afield there in Jewel, who's out muscled by Williams, who has been just such a tremendous ambassador for this Sharks outfit. Joined the club, I think back in 2021 when the two teams merged, Victoria Point and Redlands. So the Victoria Point Sharks and the Redland Bombers.
Most ambitious crossover since Infinity War.
Absolutely. It was a crossover that we needed. Inside the forward 50 again here for the Sharks. A kick around the body. Luxon's got his hands all set for that one, and he'll set for the D's across half back.
So Luxton looks towards the outer side. It was a risky kick. It was knocked away from Miller. Miller's going to get a free kick. Advantage paid, advantage taken, inside 50. Anderson's marked it. Diving leap of the footy, took it on his chest. And Anderson from 30 metres out, slightish angle, will go back for his first goal of the day. And the first goal for a Shark not named Hamilman.
Well, don't count the chickens before they roost. He just read that better than anyone else. It was a bit of a dump kick in, a little bit too much attention paid to the leading forward there, but he just read that off the back, Anderson, and well, this is really going to make life very difficult for the Demons.
So Cooper Anderson has managed to solidify his place in the team in the back end of this season. He ambles in now, strikes it. Didn't like it off the boot, and it's faded away to the right-hand side. A minor score. So Redlands 5-3-33, Surfers Paradise 1-3-9. The margin is 24 points.
And at the 13-minute mark, it is at a game high. So it's Cooper Anderson and Hamilman as Anderson for the D's just thumps the ball in the middle of Brighton Homes Arena, and O'Sullivan takes the mark up against some quality opposition.
He's been good, Luke O'Sullivan.
Yeah, especially in this second quarter, has tightened the screws. There's Aston, one of two Astons playing in grand finals, and he threads the eye of the needle to Matt Hamilman. And Broadbent can just only shake his head, Nick Davis.
He's unfortunately on a hiding to nothing today, Broadbent. We know he's a seriously good defender, but he's going to need a lot more help from his midfielders. They've got to try and cut off this flow, this easy delivery inside forward 50. It's what Surfers have been denied all afternoon. And Matt Hamilman is just having a day out.
Well, that right-hand goal post, and then watch it swing back to the left. That's his natural kicking action. And question of accuracy, well, he was aiming for the right-hand goal post, but the wrong one, out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to the D's.
He is human. He is human.
Are you sure?
So the D's through Mullane. Just chips it up to around 25 out from his defensive goal face to Jewel. Jewel moves it on. Here's Neese. So they're still inside their defensive 50. Neese looks towards the boundary line in the LB Jones direction. Good spoil by Hambleton. Punched it out across the line. We'll have a throw in right in front of our commentary position here at the beautiful Brighton Homes Arena. It is an absolute picture out there. Home base of the Brisbane Lions. It is one of the best surfaces in southeast Queensland. There's ball back into play. Malone again. Won it down. Offerman's high up and under ball. And Luxton has it. And they've got men out on the outer side. One of them is Jamison Shea, who kicked it across. And now Ireland to send them inside forward 50. Long kick. Oh, diving lunge there by Fraser. Couldn't quite come up with it, and a strong tackle laid. We'll have a ball up, and we've got a Shark who has come out of that contest a little bit worse for wear. Getting to his feet now, it's Chapman. He was hit hard by Alice Yeoman, throwing his body into the contest.
And he brings the ball to ground there for the Sharks, who have just moved the ball so swiftly across half-back for most of the game, and this is no exception. LB Jones gets front position. Deft little tap there from Cameron. He finds his team out under a fair bit of pressure. Got a very good kick. Slung as he kicked it. Pumps it up towards high half forward. Mullane wrapped up by Anderson of the Cooper variety. Cooper will go back in there again. A free kick has been awarded. And it will go to the Sharks inside the forward 50. It was ill-directed. And Jamison Shea goes back, marks, plays on, gets it out now to Broadbent. Broadbent now has an option further up the wing, and he has to hit him now. Has to thread the eye of the needle, and that he does. He finds his captain, ever reliable as Harrison Fraser, usually a 2-goal-a-game player, up towards high half forward. Here's a chance for Joey Kennedy. Kennedy is very good with a kick. Just too hot there for Cam Ellis-Yeoman, and it's taken here by the Sharks. They'll settle now with a mark across half-back.
Brilliant work there by Adrian Williams, the fullback in the QAFL Team of the Year. Got a spoil on it to deny Cam Ellis-Yeoman. So Hunkin, underground handball to O'Sullivan, who's been good. O'Sullivan went long down the line, and that's gone out on the full. So it'll be Shea to take the free kick. He handballs inboard to Mullane, who's had some good moments in this second quarter. Mullane chipped it over the top to Neese. Neese pumping ball inside forward 50. They've got a man out the back. Zach Smith just lurked out the back, and he isn't exactly inconspicuous, but they didn't see him.
No, quite incredible. The Sharks players just seem to get caught out there. But that, again, finally, we're seeing some attack through the corridor. They've been denied that. Maybe a bit of fatigue finally setting in. That sort of grand final nerves just wearing you out, just burning you out a little bit too much. This is their chance now.
And Huddy pushed a little bit too far up the ground to get separation from him.
So Zach Smith, for his 10th goal of the year, just poked at it. Ooh, and missed it to the near side. So a let off for the Sharks. Surfers 1-4-10. Redland-Victoria point 5-3-33. It's a 23-point margin.
Well, thanks to TPIL lawyers, the Sharks now with a booming kick there from Campbell Aston. Pumps it 60 metres. Can't quite find the intended target, but Huddy's there. He's not needed in this case here as a dribbling kick across the outer side. Deft little tap was looking for Brown. Brown shows some support to his teammate there in Nathan Smith as Hamilton is there in support. Hamilton is still pushing forward. Unfortunately, he has to jump the fence to consider marking that one. It's out of bounds in the full. Free kick to the D's. Thanks to TPIL lawyers. Bradnam's windows and doors as Woodburn takes the mark across half-back. Switches it up through the corridor. Bang, look out. Albie Jones got in the way of his teammate as it's a cheeky little kick inside the forward 50 from Offermans and finds Hamilton again.
Well, again, just the forward patterns there, the movement to swing out one side, come back the other way. They're so calculated, the Sharks. They know when to just drag the defence across. Matt Hamilton, smart enough just to jog around his man and had an absolute paddock, and poor Broadbent.
And that was a lovely kick there from Offens as well. He could have blazed away inside the forward 50. It was well weighted. And Hamilton, well, he's got 5 straight on the board. He had a look at it before from a similar spot where he aimed from the behind post. He's going to aim for that right-hand goal post, and he's done it again. It's hanging out to the left, out of bounds on the full for the second time. He could have had 7 goals on the board, Nick Davis.
Yeah, just launching attacks on that pocket there. Someone's annoyed him.
And Surfers Paradise will be considering themselves lucky to not be further in the hole, with Hamilton kicking a couple out on the full, which is incredibly rare for him. So Surfers, through Jewel, just opts to take a bounce off the mark because nobody was covering the mark, and then sold some candy, goes up the middle, ball bounces in front of Fraser. Patton's there. Chapman went back and picked it up and then was taken in a strong tackle, and he's going to be done for holding the footy. So good work there by Kennedy, who laid the tackle, got it off to Moore. Moore's chip went over the head of Doran, coming the other way for the Sharks. Here's Cameron. Cameron just puts it on the boot towards half forward. McDowell White took the mark, offloaded it to Hambleton, goes in the Hamilton direction. Floating back was Kennedy, managed to get a hand on the football. Jewel slung around in the tackle, then pulled off it. Big pack of players come in. We'll have a ball up just inside the 50-metre arc for the Sharks. Delicious, barely holding on at the moment, Surfers.
Delicious piece of commentary there, Jack. That was a massive build-up, but another wasted opportunity by Surfers going forward.
And Zach Smith is playing deep inside the forward line for the D, so they've gone into panic stations already just to try and find some forward structure. As Shea wrapped up, tries to paddle it towards Woodburn, who's been very, very quiet. And we'll see a stoppage thanks to Bradnam's Windows and Doors and TPIL lawyers. And most importantly, your company today as part of Senior QAFL Grand Final action live today at Brighton Homes Arena. And we appreciate your company right throughout the season for all the various grand finals and games that have taken place. As Moore tries to clear the ball out, and we've got repeat stoppages, much like how we saw the opening few minutes of the first term. Of course, at half-time, we'll continue to roll through our coverage. You'll to enjoy our voices as we look to cover perhaps the grand final sprint. Nick Davis.
Well, it's not insurmountable at this point. It's 2 kicks, it becomes a 2-goal game. So Surfers aren't out of this, but God, they need to do something soon.
The Sharks now, Offerman's wrapped up immediately as a couple of Sharks circle, and we'll see a stoppage there, Jack Fulham.
So we're on the edge of the 50. And the Demons, they would like one before half-time to just keep themselves in the hunt. Remarkable that they're still only 23 points behind. McDowell White close to the boundary line with Luxton for company. Umpire says throw it in. So ball 70 out from the Redland goal. They've put the foot down in this second quarter. Their spearhead, Matt Hamilman, has 5 on the day, all 5 of their goals. Ball back into play. It's Huddy doing the ruck work, took it out of the ruck and then pumped on that big left boot to the top of the goal square. Broadbent manages to win the contest. Miller came in, couldn't get a clean hand on the footy. Here's Woodburn, just put it on his boot, kicked him out of danger, but it's going to come back. Coming up was Stallard. Stallard goes towards the half-forward flank, around 55 from home. Here's Callahan, chips into the pocket. They got a mark. Well worked, and Cooper Anderson is the man with the footy, tied up against the boundary line, 30 metres out.
Not an insurmountable kick here. It was a little bit of a snack down that pocket earlier, and that's a nice open face for goal there. Just got to drive this straight. Just don't think about the wind. Commit to this kick.
So Cooper Anderson to extend the margin out to 29 points. Would take an incredible kick. Right up tight to the boundary line. He makes good contact with it. It faded across the line. There's a mark in the pocket.
Guess who?
Yes. Matt Hamilman again. He is turning it on. The Centurion is marked up against the boundary line, up against the point post. And from the tightest possible angle, will run around and try and kick his 6th goal of the day.
He likes these.
He runs around and he pots it. He was always going to. Matt Hamilman has 6. The Sharks have 6. They're out to a 29-point lead.
110 for the season, but if the Surfers Paradise defence, you should have seen that coming. Of course he was going to sit back post. Of course he was going to float up in the wind there. Even it went across the face. You've got to put more body. At this point, you've got to roll the double team on him. You've got to do something. He has been their literally only avenue to goal at this point. They need to change something down back, Surfers.
We're around 6 minutes away from half-time, and I'm almost out of space in my goal column for Matt Hamilman. Stop it.
Well, Hannah Davies did speak to Sam Dwyer before the game, the coach there of Surfers Paradise, and said, well, how are you going to stop him? Well, obviously, whatever they had planned, they've just thrown that book out, and they're looking for plan Z.
In the awards of in the words, the immortal Ken Judge, they might need a sniper to stop Matt Hamilman.
Well, he could get some more opportunities here because they've been dominating the clearance, the Sharks, but it's Ben Woodburn who's been a dominating clearance dominating machine for all of season 2025 as Shea pops the ball up towards Patton. Sorry, King. King now, right foot kick, takes a little bit off it, was looking for his captain, slips over the back, looking for Patton, who's wrapped up immediately. Jewel comes in, and we'll see a stoppage.
I can see a grassy knoll over there, Jack, if you want to commit to it.
29 points the margin. We are at a game high.
There is a Kennedy on the field too.
Oh, no.
As the Sharks will pump the ball up towards the far wing. Taken here by Anderson. Lovely kick on the opposite foot there from Doran. Doran 50 metres out from goal. McDowell White paddles the ball out. We'll see a throw in.
It's an open top stadium.
So, Surfers, they've managed to work it close to their forward 50 for the first time in what seems like a long time. They'll have a ball in. Smith and Malone. Malone won it down. Chapman's wrapped up. So just a little bit of a lull in play. We're close to half-time, well and truly into time on. Second quarter of the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. Alice Yeoman trying to extract it to no avail, and we'll have another stoppage. Ball 60 from home for the Demons. Malone won it. Greenwood managed to get a boot on it. Ball travelled about 2 metres, ended up in the arms of Doran, and Doran is tackled. So another stoppage. So ball inside forward 50 for the Demons. Well done by Fraser, managed to come up with it, just dribbled it towards goal, bounced off the chest of Thompson. He recovered, strong tackle late, but they couldn't stick it on Harrison Hunkin, and Hunkin managed to clear it. And a mark taken by McDowell White. Big moment, big play for the Sharks.
Cam Ellis-Yeoman almost ate him there, but the hunk, he wasn't moving.
So McDowell White, far side of the ground. He'll be called to move it on. In fact, the ball is being thrown over to Hamish Anderson. It's going to go for a push off the ball. So Anderson for the Demons. He puts them inside forward 50. Malone had first hands on it. Ellis-Yeoman at ground level. Snap on. Goal! Oh, missed it by the barest of margins. And another behind for the Demons. So they're 1-5-11. The Sharks 6-3-39. 28-point margin.
Got to lock this ball down, Surfers Paradise. Can't let this out.
Starley with a booming kick out to the far wing, and that is a mark taken by the D's. They've got to create something. They've got to get the ball moving quickly. They've got Patton, who's offered a lead towards the pocket. They look to go through the corridor. Jewell has to be the player in the gun. Big fly there from Nathan Smith from behind. And Doran wraps up his opponent. We'll see a stoppage in the form of Chapman.
Greenwood's gone into the contest.
Greenwood, well, he gets more tackles than disposals, and he gets a lot of tackles and a lot of disposals. And he's circling. He was instrumental in just reducing the midfield impact from the Lions last week as Woodburn off the step. Woodburn comes off the shin there of Williams as it comes there front and square. Mitch Patton drills it, absolutely drills it. The ever opportunist capitalises on his second goal of the day.
Beautiful forward craft there, rove that perfectly. Was wondering there if Wood was going to hold front position. Did enough just to get the footy down to ground. Exploded out of the contest. This is what they've been looking for. This is what Patton's been looking for as well. We know how dangerous he is down there, and when he kicks one, that can come in batches. Surfers already, we said, had to hold that footy down there. That's one goal back. Got to use this momentum. Cannot let Redland score another before half-time.
And on the eve of half-time, we've got 8 goals in this match and only 2 goal scorers. Patton doing all the work for Surfers Paradise. Hamilman, all the work for the Sharks.
Patton raised the bat as well. He's now got the half century for season 2025. Not quite this century, but good enough.
So we've got a 6-6-6 infringement.
But we're a nice game. We just give people warnings first.
Going against the Demons. So we'll have a ball up in the middle. Malone and Smith to renew hostilities. It's been a good ruck battle. Beautiful bounce. Malone won it down. Sharks go forward. McDowell White pushed off it by Neese. Swooping through there was Callahan. Couldn't lay a hand on it. McDowell White just got a high up and under kick. 3-on-1 contest. Floating back was Cameron. Couldn't take the mark. Hambleton at the fall of the footy. Kicked it to the top of the square. Hamilman juggled it about 4 times. Couldn't get it on the 5th. Fraser just worked it forward for the Demons. Here's Smith, tied up against the boundary line. Smith from the miracle angle. Would have needed a miracle from there. Couldn't come up with it. And another minor score. It was close, though.
Oh, I was about to hit you with that was out of bounds. But how about Hamilman just then?
6-4-40. The Sharks Surfers 2-5-17. 33-point margin.
Hamilton now. The ball in hand. Has Hamilman right in the gun. And he takes that one. Gentlemen, that is fantastic. I don't know. We don't have the record books, but we'd be having to go back a fair bit to see what's the
most
biggest
goals in a grand final.
And
he might beat it. He might beat it by half time.
Did anyone tell this bloke that it's a special occasion today, or is he just going out doing what he normally does?
He's just ruining it for everyone, isn't he? I think he got the Nick Davis rub last week, and he's thinking, I'll just continue to roll.
You've got to pay extra for that sort of action.
Well, he has this will be his 9th shot on goal. He's had 6 straight and 2 out of bounds on the full, and all from set shots. This is pretty academic. Question of accuracy, never in doubt. And the Sharks, they'll go into half-time, Nick Davis, on the back of 7 goals straight.
Whoa, what are we dealing with right here? 7 goals, all to Matt Hamilman, including a couple of the behinds there. His as well. as straight as you can get. But again, the setups have been perfect for him. Surfers, we saw a little bit more fight from him in that quarter, finally choosing to take the corridor on. But I think at this point, you go into the sheds at half times and go, you know what, this is a grand final. We got to throw caution to the winds here a bit. They're going to have the breeze blowing for them in this third term Surfers Paradise. So you've got to do something, got to change something, because it is all one-way traffic at the moment, Jack Fulham.
It is. It has been a one-man show to half-time in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. At half-time, it is the Sharks holding a 29-point lead. That quarter going 30 and a half minutes. Now, Nick Davis, what do you think the message will be from Sam Dwyer to his side at half-time?
Well, unsure at that point, but we're going to go down to the boundary right now with Hannah Davies.
Good start to coming into half-time with a pretty good margin. Are you happy with that?
On a day like this, not really. Like, we were way behind them in one of the finals and came storming home. So we know what they like, what they did last week, what they can do in a half. They had 15 inside 50s to 4 in the first quarter, and they just didn't capitalise. So it can happen. We're confident, but we're not done yet. So we'll go again.
The connection to Matt looking pretty good.
It's hard to stop the big guy. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel bad for anyone that plays on him. I'm glad I'm on the team, so you're not going to stop him.
What do you want to see for the second half?
Just the same. Just contest. Tackle pressure and just get it in long. He'll do the job. Any other forwards will do the job as well. So we've got faith.
Best of luck.
Thanks. Cheers.
From the captain, Mitch Stallard. It is half-time here at Brighton Homes Arena. Redland-Victoria Point doing a job right now on Surfers Paradise, but as he said, we know what the Demons are capable of. They're going to have a bit of a... I don't know what signals you're trying to throw to me here, Christian. I don't know what you're trying to break. If it's the record that Matt Hamilton's going for, I think that's what you're referring to. But we're going to go to a break. I think that's what you meant. We'll be back here very soon for a big second half of the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. It's Redland-Vicky Point leading Surfers Paradise 7-4-46 to 2-5-17.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates.
Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked, or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Brighton Homes Arena is your venue. Michael Voss Oval. It has been an incredible day of grand final action. The ultimate here, and speaking of the ultimate forward, he has been doing some damage this afternoon. Matt Hamilton, the Ray Hewson medalist, already up to 110 goals for the season. Kicked 6, all of Redland-Vicky points this afternoon. He has been a target. He has been damaging down forward. Poor Broadbent, you just have to feel for him at this point. But other than that, he's been their only avenue to goal. But Surfers Paradise, well, it's been trying for them. They were able to get on the board thanks to Mitchell Patton in that quarter. But it's still a long way to go to try and restore premiership glory. Of course, Redland-Victoria Point, they've been the bridesmaids the last couple of years. A heartbreaking 5-point loss in last year's grand final. So they have success on their mind. This man did too, Mitchell Patton. Well, they've wanted to see something out of him today, but their small forwards, they've been struggling this afternoon. The press of the Sharks has been intense and electric, but it's not beyond them. We just heard their captain, Mitch Stallard, saying how good they know their opposition is today. 2-5-17. It's not that they haven't had their chances, but it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. It's Nick Davis here on special comments, joined by Christian and Jack Fulham. And, well, let's talk about Matt Hamilton. It's hard not to on a day like this.
Well, the Sharks have just been able to give Hamilton first use, they've been able to move it quickly through the centre of the ground and give him one-on-one contest. And I don't think there's a defender in the league that can go with Matt Hamilman one-on-one consistently. He's just too big, too strong, and his craft is so good. He knows when to lead up at the footy. He knows when to double back. And the second and third efforts that he does with those leads, he comes up, he comes back, little tick leads left and right. He's just a master of his craft up forward.
He truly is. And I mean, we look at the midfield battle as well, because that's where we thought it was going to start today. And we'll say Big Craig Malone has been dominating in the contest. He's really been working Zach Smith hard. And just his body only wants to be pinged for blocking in the way. So they can't let him get in front position in front of the ball. But we're really hoping to see the Surfers Paradise Smalls around that contest. The likes of Woodburn really get in and under. But he's done his job there. I think I'm going to see Big Matty Eagles up on the hill there for Redland-Vicky Point Sharks. Yeah, can't miss those dreadlocks anywhere. But look, Christine, it just hasn't been all Surfers Paradise way, but they need to be a bit more daring, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, they controlled the midfield last week, and they are the highest scoring team in the competition. They're in bizarre territory because it's the first time this year where they've actually lost, I think since their opening game against today's opponents, the first time they've lost 2 quarters. They are very good when it comes to third quarters. They've won 12 and lost 8 by comparison. The Sharkies, they've won 13 and lost 6. So it's pretty much even Stevens when these two teams come out. But statistically, the Sharks are the best finishing side. But gentlemen, we've had some cracking games already at the start of the day. And if I may sort of quickly go for those who are jumping on board. So earlier on today, we had the Reserves Grand Final. Morningside extracted revenge over the opposition, Maroochydore. The two faced off last year, but it was Morningside 11-9, 75, defeating Maroochydore 8-3, 51. Oscar Tanks was named best on ground for the winning team in the number 50. Had an absolutely outstanding performance in the Colts. Well, it was Noosa that were too strong on the day today. They celebrated a wonderful victory, defeating Aspley 10-3, 63 to 7-9, 51. And your best on-ground winner for the day today was Archie Shannon. Nick Davis, good to see some of the young talent put on a wonderful exhibition.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been an exhibition here today of South East Queensland footy. We've got a Sunshine Coast Premier in the Colts. We've got a Brisbane Premier in the Rezzies. And, well, can Surfers Paradise make themselves the premiers from the Gold Coast? We're going to go to a break and we'll be back with all the action from the second half of the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. It's Redland-Vicky Point Sharks leading Surfers Paradise 7-4, 46, 2-5, 17 at the main break.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates.
Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
9,000 in
That'll
there
be you
last
next
night.
week.
Welcome back, Brighton Homes Arena, the venue for the 2025 TPIL Lawyers Grand Final. Michael Voss Oval, the home of the Brisbane Lions here. Beautiful conditions, beautiful time of the year. A massive crowd descended here at the Mecca. And it's half time. Redland-Victoria point 7-4-46. They are leading Surfers Paradise 2-5-17. Surfers Paradise, they've been out on the ground warming up, just going back to basics again because they've got 40 minutes to turn their season around. It's been one-way traffic. Matt Hamilman kicking 6 for the Sharks, 2 for Patton. Gentlemen, as Redland-Victoria point make their way back out on the field, Jack Full and Chris Yeen joining me, Nick Davis, here in the box. Who has caught your eye this half of footy?
Well, I want to give a special shout out to the Sharks veteran Scott Miller. He's had the run with role with Ben Woodburn in the first half. Ben Woodburn, we know how good he is. Second in the Grogan medal, absolute superstar of the competition, and Scotty Miller has kept him well under wraps. So it's been a good first half performance, but can he keep it going in the second half, Chris Yeen?
He certainly can. He's very experienced, has the speed, has the ability, and just a tremendous asset, a leader for this team. And for the D's, their midfield has just been absolutely decimated. They've got, Nick Davis, they've got a quality midfield engine. They've got Zach Smith, they've got Ben Woodburn, they've got Hugh Greenwood, and they've got Cam Ellis-Yeoman. 4 of them have played AFL football. One of them has been dominating the league over recent years, but yet they still can't get their hands on the ball.
Well, at the moment, we've seen Ben Woodburn, who's been at the bottom of every pack, and that's what he's done all season. There's a reason he came second in the Grogan medal. But we just saw him just playing for a couple of free kicks there, maybe out of frustration. I think Cam Ellis-Yeoman's just been caught behind the ball a couple of times. Just maybe his positioning needs to fix and change up. And we look at that ruck matchup. Craig Malone will always try and work the body, but he's going to be careful about his energy management. Zach Smith needs to take advantage of that and just try and find him out across the ground. I need to see a little bit more mobility, of course, from Zach Smith. So it's all before both teams. But right now, Jack Fulham, Redland-Victoria point, they've been so good. How do they close this match out?
Well, they just need to go back to what's been working for them, winning the ball out of the middle and giving Matt Hamilman one-on-one contest. We know, and they've been this way for a few years, they're a Hamilman or bust kind of side, and at the moment, it's all Hamilman.
Well, we know he's going to be trying to close in on some kind of record here. An incredible effort. We'll hopefully head down to Hannah Davies on the boundary very soon, doing an amazing job for us today. Of course, the Fox Footy star. Us up here in the commentary box, Chris Yeen, Nick Davis and Jack Fulham. Well, we're trying to call the wheels off it for you. It's, as we said, it's a beautiful day here. A bit of wind swirling around. It's been blowing to the right-hand side of your screen. It's going to be Surfers Paradise kicking towards the clubhouse end. Redland kicking towards the hill. They've got a big crowd here, set up right there on the grassy knoll, and they've been looking to party this afternoon. They can get it done. It's the Premiership quarter about to get underway. The crowd is rising. The fans are floating down to their end. We, of course, well, we might have a little bit of a say in the best and fairest today, but so far at half-time, who's been your best on ground, Chris Yeen?
Matt Hamilman is probably the only answer you can give in that case there, but I think Jack might be able to just throw another name in the mix.
Well, Craig Malone has dominated the ruck battle. He's won a lot of hit-outs. He's got a few clearances, and a couple times in that second quarter when they were able to get quick ball, it was Craig Malone winning the clearance and sending it inside forward 50. So he's been influential. But Hamilman, the standout leader.
You'd have
7 goals in a half of football is unbelievable.
Just ridiculous stuff. You'd have to think so. They were the 2 best on ground last week when they knocked off last year's conquerors, Morningside. But now Surfers Paradise, look at Cam Ellis-Yeoman down in the middle of the ground, hands on haunches. They're going to need him to rise.
Just before we get stuck into this third quarter, we're going to need to see a lift from the tall forwards for Surfers Paradise. And they're both youngsters. Oscar Wood, Joe Kennedy. We know that they've both got great sets of hands. They can find the scoreboard on occasion. They are going to need to stand up in this second half.
Well, we have Redland-Victoria point coach Phil Cast coaching from the boundary line. He has got a tremendous feel for it in his final third quarter as coach of this proud football club and the opportunity to taste premiership success. It is that third quarter which can help decide the fate of his team, as the Sharks there to the left of your screen, and that's where the ball goes thanks to a massive thump forward there by Craig Malone. Offermans and Woodburn go toe-to-toe, and Dylan Smith is at the bottom of the pack. We'll see a stoppage just forward of centre. All thanks to TPIL Lawyers, Bradnam's Windows and Doors, and thanks to our superstars here, Connor and Harrison, bringing you all the action right around the country. Free kick to Offermans, who is just getting better the longer this game goes on. Fresh off some basketball coaching duties during the week in representative space. So he's the jack of all trades, masters of them all, and he takes a little bit off the kick, finds his O'Callaghan up towards the top of the square and was looking for Brown, and that's a minor score. It's a game-high 30-point lead to Redlands.
Good dummy lead came out there from Hamilman. They know they're going to go to him, so he's going to open up the space. Real false nine operator.
So it's going to be Neese to bring it in for the Demons. Called to play on now. He's just going to hoof this one long straight up the middle. Risky kick. Miller. Greenwood got up over the top of Miller and took the mark. He's got a man running past. It's Larkston. Handball over the top. Mullane, in fact. They're going to go inside forward 50, the Demons. Kick bounces in front of Patton. Thompson came the other way. Patton worked him off it. Can he pick it up? Dribbling it close to the boundary line. Here's Kennedy. Got it back to Patton. Patton ran out of room. We'll have a throw in 15 metres out from the behind post in the forward pocket down there. Demons kicking to the right of your screen in this third quarter. But promising start and promising signs moving the footy through the middle of the ground.
He'll be the spark here, Patton.
So Rucks will go up deep inside the forward line for the D's, and Malone wins yet another hit out. That'll be 30 plus at the moment. And we'll see another boundary throw in as we look at the Redland-Victoria point lineup. They've got 15 players that played in last year's grand final and 10 that have played in the past two. So 10 that are lining up for their third consecutive grand final in the senior men's QAFL competition. While by comparison, the D's, they've got 3 remaining players from that 2019 premiership winning team against Palm Beach Currumbin, as a free kick will be awarded, and the D's will have a shot on goal, and
Woodburn.
This is Nick Davis. This is what they desperately need from the player that can deliver the biggest spark.
Oh, absolutely. That's what he does best. He hasn't been getting the free kicks in the first half, but he has been at the bottom of every single pack. He's been leading the charge in the middle of the ground for him. Runner-up in the Grogan medal. We know how dangerous he can be. He's a type of player that will get dragged off the field in a body bag. He needs to lift his side here.
Well, most goals today come from set shots, and this one, it's fading away to the right, and it's a minor score, so it trims the margin back to 29 points. If you're a Surfers Paradise fan, it's still a long way away, Jack Fulham.
Sure is. Sharks in control of this one. Stallard, the skipper, to bring it in, takes the charity yardage on offer and hoofs this one high. Big fly by Anderson. Couldn't get a hand on it.
Unrealistic
attempt. The free kick will go the way of the Demons, and the free kick,
it's a matter of perspective, really,
will go to Harrison Island. So Island to Doran. Doran out wide. They're going to go inside forward 50, close to the pocket. Patton claiming that he was being held. Ball has gone out of bounds. We'll have a throw in 45 metres out from the Demons' goal. Desperately need the first goal in this third quarter to give themselves some sort of sniff of winning this TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. Smith and Malone to do the ruck work. Malone got front position, won it down. Alice Yeoman was there. Shea was ripped off it. Smith went in and laid a good tackle on Island. And we'll have a ball up just outside the 50-metre arc for the Demons.
And for Surfers Paradise fans watching on, well, the previous 2 grand finals today have gone a similar pattern before having a grandstand finish. So we did sort of see 4 to 5 goal margins early in the third quarter. And the team that was chasing, they got close on both of those occasions. So we're hoping third time's a charm as Alice Yeoman paddles it further afield looking for Greenwood. And we'll see another stoppage. Now going on 9.5 minutes since Surfers got their last goal. And it was quite a spell between their, to get their first goal on the board as Dylan Smith, an up and under kick, fades long, and it means that Doran will have a shot on goal. And Nick, he's had a pretty serviceable game so far.
He has the vice-captain, and, well, hopefully this is payoff. He's going to go short.
He lowers the eyes and finds Cam Alice-Yeoman, who was on the right side for a right footer. And he has to aim for that right-hand goal post, although some of the shots have faded. But he's in the right situation here.
We'd think this man would have to have the boot. But again, smart play. We haven't seen that. They've been a little bit nervous with their entries, but for the first time, I think we saw the Sharks just napping in defence there. That was right open, but great leadership there from the vice-captain, Doran.
Well, Woodburn missed from a similar angle a few moments ago. But this, that's just to say they need it is an understatement, and he's a beautiful finish. He is a wonderful finish. It's 22 marvellous goals on the board in season 2025 for Cam Ellis-Yolmen, who was best on ground for Queensland against Tassie, and Nick Davis. He's got the dream start for this team, who are very good at fighting back.
Oh, and he's up and about, the big fella as well. He says, get around me, boys, get on my giant back. But that's the start they needed. They're able to lock that footy down there, not let those opportunities out, and maybe that's just the small little things. We see the footy going Woodburn's way. Cam Ellis-Yolmen, he hasn't been able to find that space today. Great work there by Doran. This could be the catalyst, but we haven't seen it. Every time they've scored, the Sharks have responded. 2 in a row. Has to be the start here.
The last time these two teams met, it was the Sharks pulling off a second half comeback. Could it be the Demons this time? They've made a good start. Lead cut to 23 points. We're 6.25 minutes in. Smith and Malone. Perfect bounce to the football by Jamison Galbraith. Tap down. And a free kick is going to go the way of the Demons.
Here we go.
To Woodburn, was being held without it. So Woodburn to drive the Demons long. It's a good kick inside forward 50. Wood couldn't quite complete the mark. It bounced off his chest. The Sharks come up with it. Here's O'Sullivan, who's had a good game. Handball over the top to Aston. They're going to go forward to half forward. Hambleton's found some space, took it on his chest, wheels around quickly. Here's Aston, who ran on. Aston's got a man inside forward 50. It's Brown. It'll land on Brown's chest, 35 out. Beautiful ball movement from the Sharks.
Beautiful counter-attacking footy as well. And that can always be the danger. You get a bit of a sniff, you start to float the numbers down, you think a goal's coming, but you've got to get back on defence. The Sharks, they did this last week to Morningside as well, just transitioning the footy so quickly, slingshotting it, and here they go.
So Brown, who is their second highest goal scorer in season 2025. This one relatively elementary for a man of his talent. It's swung back with the breeze, he's put it through. So Josh Brown puts his Sharks back out to a 29-point margin with a good finish. They lead 53-24, and that was a critical goal.
And that was way too easy as well. Real momentum killer. The great vision and well done there by Campbell Aston just to float that footy out. Perfect amount of juice on the pass to allow Brown to get underneath it. They're so predictable to one another. That's what the truly great sides do. And again, that one really hurt Surfers Paradise.
And gentlemen, an interesting stat too was we've had 11 goals scored on the board thanks to TPIL Lawyers, but 10 of them have been from set shots. So it's been deliberate, focused attempts. The composure from these players have been absolutely outstanding. Thanks to TPIL Lawyers and Bradnam's Windows and Doors as Malone wins yet another hit out. It's becoming quite repetitive as Woodburn comes in out to Wood. To it, Cam Ellis-Yolmen back to Woodburn. Right foot kick, going back with a flight of the ball and almost taking the grab. There was Thompson. Luxton able to force the tackle here as a golden opportunity for Surfers. A right foot kick will fade across and it bounces on a dime. And Mitch Patton has already kicked a couple. We'll see a boundary throw in, and the goal umpire getting a bit of a taste for the Sharon.
Yeah, Lawrence King just there. It looks like his evil twin was calling for it, but not the worst setup for Surfers Paradise.
Well, Malone and Jewell, the two 19s, will go toe-to-toe, and it's pretty even out of that contest. 25 metres out. There's Dylan Smith again, out to O'Sullivan. Right foot kick around the body, and he finds his teammate across half-back.
So it's Matt Owen just inside his defensive 50. The youngster looking around. He's just going to dump this one along the line. Big pack of players. Huddy with 2 for company managed to force a contest and whack it out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Dead centre of the outer side wing here at the beautiful Brighton Homes Arena. What a facility it is.
No, the NRL wanted this place. They wanted this piece of land, but the AFL came in and smashed it and said, this is our turf. And, well, look at it.
And AFL Queensland going strength to strength in season 2025. Record participation numbers, a wonderful QAFL season at Redland. Smith handed it over the top. Aston pushed as he kicked it, bounced in front of Cameron. Cameron just handballed it towards the line. How will the umpire call this? He calls it insufficient intent. So Anderson, the man in the headband for Surfers Paradise, he'll bring it in. Not many options to go to. Forced to kick it high and long, up towards centre wing. Big mark taken by Malone. Got front position and just stuck those telescopic arms up. Malone, high, long ball inside forward 50. Huddy got over the top, couldn't complete the mark. Comes to Hambleton, close to the boundary line, has a shot on goal, missed it. So another minor score for the Sharks. They're 8-6-54. The Demons 3-6-24, 30-point margin. 10 3/4 minutes played third quarter, Chris Yang.
All thanks to TPIL Lawyers and Bradnam's Windows and Doors as Broadbent in the back pocket. Not too many options down the line. Oscar Wood's probably going to have to be that target, but he's got Adrian Williams hot on his hammer, so he takes a little bit off the kick and finds Anderson. Now Anderson has to get the run on. There's no one inside the forward 50 for the D, so they're going to have to slow it down. And Alice Yeoman there at ground level has the support there of Woodburn. You can see the barrel up towards high half forward. Good use of the body there from Jewell. Bursting his way through was Greenwood. In fact, it was Joey Kennedy looking for Patton. Patton, the ball bounces eventually in his favour. Right foot snap. Can't get over the top of Stallard. And Stallard here for the Sharks. To Hunkin on the half volleys. Corral towards the boundary line. And the captain is all over it. Very well done here from Fraser. Right foot kick, wrong side of the stick, minor score.
Had more time there. Like an English cricket captain, he tried to claim the catch. Wasn't there. Good pressure. Needed to finish that.
So let off for the Sharks. Hunkin hit as he kicked it, and he's going to be a downfield free kick.
Unnecessary. Real unnecessary.
So the downfield free kick going the way of Offermans, who chips it close to the boundary line where Dylan Smith has it. So Smith has been good aerially today. Into the centre square. Dangerous kick, and it's been cut off. So it's Luxton that took the intercept mark. He wants to move it quickly. Anderson comes past for the handball. Goes towards half forward. Kennedy found some space out, but spent it before he had it. Dropped a mark he should have taken. Shea went bursting in there. Smith the other direction. Here's Alice Yeoman. Picked the footy up, dribbled it inside forward 50. Patton tried to beat a tackler. Got it off to Moore. Moore with the outside of the boot. Got it. Surfers get one back.
Here they come.
4-7-31. Sharks 8-6-54. 23-point margin. That's a goal they desperately needed, Nick Davis.
You could feel them building towards that. I was worried about the perceived pressure there. We're seeing a lot of marks be taken on the second bite. Footy's going through hands, but Cam Ellis-Yeoman, he stopped that spread just by busting his way through into Patton, and huge finish there as well. So that is what they need. The crowd's up and about down at the far end of the ground. Come on, Surfers Paradise. Ride your team back into this game. Let's go.
And what a finish by Axel Moore on the outside of the right boot. Managed to put it through. Critical goal, Chris Yang.
Absolutely. They desperately needed that, but it's coming from that look forward pressure, and an interesting move from Sam Dwyer. They've put the captain, Harrison Fraser, sitting in the goal square and usually playing in the midfield. They're swinging the magnets, and that leadership and pressure is proving fruitful as Malone again just belts it forward and bypasses Cam Ellis-Yeoman. He does a deft little tap. It'll end up in the hands here of Anderson. Handball over the top, back to Ellis-Yeoman. Fanball's to a teammate under pressure. That was Doran. Forces the turnover now. Brown. Slick little kick out now. Right foot kick inside the forward 50. Hamilman, who's been quiet in this term, starved of opportunities. Jones, he's caught on his wrong side. Able to find his teammate. They can clear it out towards half back. They've got to go further afield. Shea was screaming for it. Chose the third of two options, and McDowell White. Well,
nearly decapitated there.
Maybe. He's got an opportunity here. Left foot kick inside the forward 50. Looking for Hamilton again. Slips over his head. And now the D's, they're darting aimlessly now. Right foot kick out towards Jewell. Stallard with the spoil. Stallard gets it towards the boundary line. And Delia Camptree will see it out.
I was going to say, it's taken 2.5 quarters for Surfers Paradise to work out to double team Hamilton in the air and just knock him off his line. But finally, we're starting to see it.
Starting to wrestle the momentum back, Surfers Paradise. They trail by 23 points. Huddy won it down. Doran trying to work through a tackle to no avail. In fact, it was Shea, and we'll have another ball up. Ball just outside the 50-metre arc for the Sharks. Huddy against Jewell in the ruck. Aston came up with it, sent a high ball inside forward 50. Getting back on the goal line was Anderson, took the mark on his chest. Uncontested. Plays on now, looks wide. Kicked it to a one-on-one contest. Leah Camchi was worked off it by Hambleton. Hambleton just paddled it forward in the Callaghan direction. The boundary line beat Callaghan. We'll have a throw in, 30 out.
Hamilton's definitely getting a lot more contact. I saw him just turn to the umpire there. They've finally worked it out. It's taken some time. But they're about to respond again. Surfers Paradise got to tighten up.
Well, the Sharks, they're playing a loose defender in Huddy further down the ground on the outer wing. So if they look to clear the Ds, that's exactly where the ball will go. The kick didn't go 15. Campbell Aston was aware of the situation. And now it's going to force Huddy to take away that +1 to the right of screen. And he'll contest this ruck up against Jewel. An up and under kick. The umpire, Sam Somerville, said that didn't go 15. And Callaghan brings it down the ground there for the Sharks. Miller and Dylan Smith collide. And we're going to see another tackle, another stoppage.
Malone down on the bench, just resting him a little bit earlier than they normally would. Noticing he's getting a lot of contact off the ball. They're trying to smash him into the ground, trying to wear him out.
Huddy wins the clearance again, but it's taken here by Alice Yeoman. An up and under kick up towards the middle of Brighton Homes Arena. And the captain steps up in Fraser. He gets on his skates. He has an option deep inside the forward 50, looking for Zach Smith on the second attempt. He's taken it, and he'll have a shot on goal. And Nick Davis, we have seen a lot of set shots on goal. This is just going to form.
Well, this is, absolutely it is, but this is exactly where you want it on this ground. Wind's been blowing that way. We've been waiting for Zach Smith to stand up and take his moment. And great slingshot footy. Cam Ellis-Yeoman has been on an absolute heater this term. He has stepped up, just coming to the bench for a little bit of a rest.
And this is the one lever that Zach Smith can pull because he is quite mobile compared to Huddy and compared to Malone. He dashed forward and he's going to get involved up forward to try and hit the scoreboard and put some pressure on.
Well, he is a known goal kicker. 9 from his 15 games this season. Right foot kick on its way. It's holding his line. It's holding good. It's another goal. And the Sharks, they've got some problems because the Ds are coming back.
Oh, we got ourselves a ball game.
Well, they have burst out of the blocks in this third quarter. We're almost up to time on. And the margin has been well and truly cut. 17 points.
They've got to take their opportunities now. As we said, Malone he's back on the ground now. But Zach Smith, as you said, Jack, that was a lever they could pull. And Adrian Williams was on an absolute hiding to nothing, trying to mark him out. They've still got that breeze. And they've got probably another 10 to 15 minutes to put a dent into Redland-Vicky Point. This is their moment. This is why they call it the Premiership Quarter, boys.
Well, we might cross down to Hannah Davies in a moment because conditions seem to be changing out there as Malone and Smith to do battle. Malone won it down. Socket forward by Miller. McDowell White with 3 for company. Overran it. Jamison Shea couldn't quite pick the footy up. Did now. Got it back to Moore. Moore to Leah Camp. Working on that right boot. Here's King leading up at it. So they're starting to get some ball in hand, the Demons. King goes along the line to Moore. Moore had to sit in the hole under it. Shea was there. Got a handball back in board in the King direction. But Shea's going to be called for a throw. And the free kick will go the way of Campbell Aston, who's had a solid game for Redland-Victoria Point Aston after overcoming some injuries to take his place in the lineup for the Sharks. So Aston called to play on now, just kicks it long down the line, close to the line. Is it out on the full? I think it's just hit the paint. And we'll have a throw in.
And we'll cut across down to Hannah Davies at ground level thanks to TPIL lawyers.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, if there's ever a time to kick some quick goals in a row here, it's now. The wind is pretty much died. It was sweeping, as you were mentioning, to the right to left, but it's pretty much gone. There is a bit of a glare, of course, as the sun sets. So now is the time.
Thank you very much to Hannah Davies down there on the boundary line. And we've got a stack card up here in the commentary box with some wonderful expertise and just an absolute awe of how Hannah has progressed her career through the support here of the AFL Queensland, giving her creating some opportunities outdoors for young people in footy as we see a boundary throw in just forward of centre.
And haven't the Surfers Paradise fans found some voice in this third quarter? Look at them, they're packed 4 or 5 deep in behind the goals. A great turnout for QAFL Grand Final day.
Well, the best third quarter that the D's have had this year was, in fact, last week where they put 7 goals on the board. But it's Dylan Smith here for the Sharks, up towards high half forward. Good spore from Broadbent, but didn't get it further afield. Hammelman now, right foot kick on the way. He's got 8 of the best. And that is a dart through the heart of the surging D's. And Hammelman, that's 8 straight on the board.
Just cannot give him any time or space. A class finish as well. And the Redland-Vicky Point Sharks fans up on the hill, well, they just went nuts.
You've got a feel for Will Broadbent there. Left Hammelman, came in to affect the contest, managed to just take the outside of his fist, but it got over the back where Hammelman was lurking. And, wow, you don't need to give him a second opportunity, do you?
Not at all. And his season's best is 11 against Mount Gravatt. But the way he keeps going, Nick Davis, there is an opportunity that he can top that.
Oh, absolutely can. This is borderline ridiculous at this point, but big players are made for the big stage. Hammelman, 8 of the best, and he's wearing the 8 on his back right now. Poetically, I don't want him to kick anymore, but I want to see 10 on a grand final. Let's go.
Big bag time. As Malone and Smith won it down. Woodburn put his head over it. Got a handball to Doran. Doran sends him inside forward 50. Kennedy flew at it. Moore was sweeping through, juggling it, trying to bounce it towards goal. O'Sullivan did well, picked it up, just heaved it on the boot in the Offerman's direction. Then they're out of danger. Here comes LB Jones. Straight line the footy, picked it up, darted around on that left foot. High ball inside forward 50. Alice Yeoman Williams. Strong intercept mark. Got rid of Alice Yeoman in the end and took it on his chest. Big play from Adrian Williams, the QAFL Team of the Year fullback. And he goes across his defensive goal face, finds Dylan Smith, and they're just going to calm it down.
Well, Dylan Smith, he's a player built for the big occasion, and he's starting to thrive and develop. We have not seen the best of him, and he's shown a wonderful performance so far. Looking for Nathan, couldn't quite take the mark. Wrapped up there was Cooper Anderson. And there's a whistle blown that we'll see umpire Sam Somerville just directing traffic. We'll see a stoppage. The Rucks will contest again. Smith brings it down to Woodburn over the top. We had the 1-2-3 as Doran picks it up, becoming that one. He tried to draw the high tackle. The umpire said no, he couldn't see it. It was blindsided.
Copped a rotten bounce there, Matt Doran. Ball just wouldn't sit for him.
Played his 100th senior game for Surfers Paradise last week in a winning effort. And that free kick for a hold. So umpire Sam Somerville, who is one of the best in the business. The free kick will go to Zach Smith. You've got Joey Kennedy standing about 15 metres out from goal. Cam Ellis-Yeoman's barking instructions as well. And Shea can put it right up to the top of the square. He has a 60-metre leg on him at least.
Andy, you want to see it, don't you?
I do. I know how good he is. Up towards Cam Ellis-Yeoman, his teammate got in the way. Still slips out towards centre-half forward Luxton. Up towards Leah Camchi. LB Jones overruns the ball on the outer side. Works hard. Very good job from Jones. Left foot kick inside the forward 50. It slips out the back. Here comes Oscar Wood, the kid. The kid goes down at the crucial stage. He might be penalised. No, it's going to be a stoppage in the forward pocket.
Could have been high, could have been holding the ball. Umpire split the difference there. Good call.
He's saying he couldn't see it.
So Surfers deep into attack. They need another one here. They trail by 23. King took it on his chest but was wrapped up immediately. We'll have a repeat stoppage.
Quarters of 33 and 30 minutes to date.
We're going to be here a while.
We've travelled 24 in this third quarter. Malone just tapped it. Woodburn came up with it, was wrapped up immediately. The fans down in the forward pocket, they wanted a high free kick. They're not going to get it. So Woodburn started to have more of an impact in this third quarter. Smith and Malone again, ball close to the boundary line. Malone just tapped it forward. Here's Woodburn again, ripped off it. Smith picked it up and was content to just see himself across the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. So ball still 15 metres out from the Surfers' goal.
I'm looking for Patton and King here.
Who can get on the move through this stoppage? Malone and Smith. Bit of a short boundary throw in. Malone front position, tapped it down. Offerman's close to the boundary line, picked it up. Got it on his boot. Towards half back. Anderson came at it, beat a tackle. Then was ripped off it. Couldn't get a clean disposal. Great tackle. Free kick goes the way of Clay Cameron. Cameron will backtrack into his defensive 50 and find Dylan Smith. So Redland just trying to work a little bit of clock, wind down the quarter, and that's a good kick from Smith. Found Cameron out close to the boundary line, far side of Brighton Homes Arena.
So Smith, Cameron is very accustomed to kicking goals. He's playing more of a defensive role this afternoon. Kick further down the line. Ireland will cut across Huddy, and it'll see the ball come off hands and go through for a boundary throw-in. 23 points the margin. Longest quarter we've had, produced just 2 goals over 33 minutes. But as we've highlighted, Lucas Snowball, the young kid from Surfers Paradise Academy product, played some VFL footy this year, coming off with concussion.
They've missed him forward to the footy too, Lucas Snowball, because he has been dangerous, especially in this back half of the year.
Yeah, the energy that he possesses is just what they're missing at the moment. But the kick up towards half forward, towards where Snowball would usually be, as Williams just throws the ball on the boot out towards the commentary wing. It's an old-fashioned one-on-one, and it's what we love. It's Mullane and this talented star there in Hambleton. And Mullane, speaking of young kids, he's developing before our very eyes, and he's wrapped up immediately. Taken the ground there by Dylan Smith.
The heavy head. He's had, you mentioned it, Yandy, Zay Mullane, he has had some good moments. There was that bursting passage of play in the second quarter where he took about 5 bounces and set up a rare thrust forward for the Demons. So Malone and Smith, great hit out. Found Dylan Smith close to the boundary line. The kick up towards half forward. Huddy couldn't mark. Brown did well at ground level. Handballed it over the top to Anderson. Does the ball sit for him? It does. Anderson screws it across to the top of the square. Hammelman with Broadbent. Broadbent knocked it away. We've got a free kick. It'll go Hammelman's way. And Will Broadbent stands on the mark, exasperated. He's fighting for his life out there, Will Broadbent.
Well, they double-teamed him there as well, but the jumper pull was there. Great centering ball from Cooper Anderson. Could have blazed.
Ooh.
And poor Broadbent, well, as soon as you look the other way, you're in trouble.
Did have a handful of jumper. Matt Hammelman. This to make it 9 and stretch the margin. In he comes. Should be routine for him. And he's missed it. Well, I put the Moz on him straight away.
Why would you do that?
He remains on 8 goals, the number 8. 9-7-61, Surfers 5-7-37. It's a 24-point margin. TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final.
Hang your head in shame, Jack Fulham. There's the biggest Moz if there ever was one, but it happened on the biggest stage of it all as the D's. Maybe it's just fate that there's an opportunity for a late goal here just to make it interesting. And we'll see a throw in on the far side.
Good transition.
Certainly, just that's what Redlands have been doing for much of the day, and that's what the D's need to do more of. And for those who are just joining us, Morningside tasting premiership success in the reserves, and Noosa holding off a fast finishing Aspley in the Colts. All 3 games are going along to script as the kick there from Offermans, it was smothered. And Axel Moore will see it out of bounds. And big shout out to the man Will, who is producing the chaos back home in the studios at Double Take. He's cutting up highlights and making sure that the trains run on time and we get on air and off air to perfection. As a boundary throw in goes up now. Malone just hacks it forward on the far wing. And there's a wonderful trap there by the Sharks, trying to make the use of the extra number that they have on the far side. The D's just ran out of tarmac before crashing into the deck. Handball over the top there from Doran. Umpire allows it to continue. Miller's getting busy there for the Sharks, but it's the D's now, up towards high half forward. That's not quite the mark. The umpire rightfully called play on. Sock it off the ground inside the Surfers Paradise forward line. And we'll see a boundary throw in.
There's still a hunt on for the footy that Hammelman launched into the car park down at the far end of ground. The bloke from AFL Queensland's got it back. It's a loss for the crowd, but we've maintained a share in here, guys. It's all good.
The real winner's footy.
Someone was really worried about getting that back.
We love seeing the youth just scramble out to the car park.
There's
Alice Yeoman, got it back to Shea. Shea jammed it on the boot into the pocket. Boundary line's going to beat everyone. We'll have a throw in, 25 out.
Woodburn back on the ground.
But also those Sharks kids behind the goals, hang your heads in shame. Should have come up with that footy.
I agree.
Do you have to get a pass out when you go and retrieve footies over the fence? You have to get the stand?
Sometimes you've got to risk it for that biscuit. Grand final glory awaits all.
The footy's worth more than a re-entry ticket. Alice Yeoman, close. Smith, come up with it, close to the boundary line. High up and under ball from Doran. Went about 15 metres up, 15 metres in distance. Kick out of danger for the Sharks. Thompson tracking it, leads the race. Blocked for Nathan Smith. Smith overran it. Patton came in, got a hand on it. Thompson dived on it. They both dived on it. That should be holding the footy. Not going to be paid.
Oh, the umpire edges
That is a big call because Nathan Smith just laid an egg on that footy.
He's got a sense of theatre about him, the umpire. I like it. He knows it's his stage 2. Well done.
Big moment. Malone and Smith doing battle again. Here's Nathan Smith, got it out of danger, kicked up in the Hamilton direction, 2-on-1. Broadbent and Anderson for company. Broadbent won it, sent it up towards half forward, coming the other way, ripped off it by Williams. Owen got boot on ball. Broadbent leading the race for the footy. Got a shocking bounce into the arms of Hamilton. Hamilton chips it up forward and Callahan's marked. Oh, Will Broadbent. You play a violin for him because he's just having a shocker of a day.
I'll always maintain his defence that he's needed a lot more help down there. But Axel Moore has just come off the ground as well with some right ankle pain. We'll get Hannah Davies onto that very soon. But well done from Hamilton, who has been on the end of every footy. Three-quarter time siren goes.
So Miles Callahan to extend the margin out to 5 goals on the three-quarter time siren. The man in the 77 jumper with a massive moment in this year's grand final. On the approach now, he crosses the arc of 50, makes good contact with it. It's coming back, not enough. So a minor score takes the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks to 9-8-62. Surfers Paradise Demons 5-7-37. The margin is 25 points at three-quarter time of the grand final.
Well, there's your premiership quarter right there. We saw the Demons at least make a bit of a crack. We thought they were going to push through there, but every single time Redland-Vicky Point were able to respond. Hamilton only adding 1 goal to his tally. It takes it to 8 at this point. But they'll be feeling pretty good about themselves. A 25-point ball game. We go to the highlights of what went down in that third term. A little bit more of an even match. Started with Cam Ellis-Yeoman, the big fella. It was a perfect start for Surfers. He said, get around me. But Redlands just went bang. Great shelling round to the footy. Put Brown out into space. And the man who is lacking sideburns converted. There's been a lot of set shots today. And that's spoken to the discipline, but also just the acumen of tactics today. Seen great contact around the ball. Cam Ellis-Yeoman was on an absolute heater this term. Patton finally showing the body strength we've been looking for, and a class finish there. Came from Axel Moore, who we just said has come to the boundary with some right ankle pain. Just hasn't been the day when it's come to the injuries. Well, the ruck battle has been massive as well. Zach Smith swinging himself forward, taking advantage of big Tiny Malone being off the field. He's been managed very well, but you'd have to say right now, the points to Malone, who unbelievably was an emergency for last year's grand final. Well, what an effect he's had on this game, this contest. Hamilton just getting outside the back, and Jack, as you mentioned, poor Will Broadbent chose to attack the contest, but left the most dangerous for this competition to see in the 21st century on his own. He converted. Well, we're going to go to a break. It's a 25-point ball game at Redland-Vicky Point, only a quarter away from their first premiership in the competition. Can Surfers Paradise turn around? We'll find out after this. It's the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for best mates looking to be teammates.
Cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
There's footy for when your week's pretty cooked, or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Well, it's all about to happen. 30 minutes left in the 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL season. Redlands-Victoria point leading Surfers Paradise 9-8-62 to Surfers Paradise 5-7-37. The teams in their final huddle for the year. And we zoom in, you can see Coach Phil Cass at Redlands-Vicky Point giving what will be his last speech, calling it quits at the end of the year. They've been so close for the last 2 years. Losers in the grand final in 2024. Runners up 2023, but now is their chance. They are that close. Matt Hamilman, we spoke about the premiership puzzle they've been trying to put together. They brought him over, knowing what he can do. Well, he can do a lot. He's kicked 8 of the 9 goals for Redlands-Vicky Point. Surfers, they are stacked with stars as well. We saw Cam Ellis-Yeoman really stand up there, as well as the run-up for the Grogan medal, Ben Woodburn. But they are going to need to throw everything they've got at this to win their first flag since 2019. It's Nick Davis here, along with the 2 top callers the QAFL has seen this year, Jack Fulham and Chris Yeend. As the siren goes, as they clear the huddles away, the fans are ready for a massive final term here at a resplendent Brighton Homes Arena out here in Springfield. We've seen Noosa get up in the Colts Grand Final. We've seen Morningside run out victors in the Reserves Grand Final, and now can Surfers Paradise chalk up one for the Gold Coast. Surfers Paradise, they've broken from their huddle. It looks like they're going about business. Cam Ellis-Yeoman going into the middle. And now, finally, Redlands-Vicky Point. This is what they've wanted. This is what they've waited for so long. Their final checks. When you're that close to grand final glory, you've just got to keep executing the game plan. And the man who is setting that plan is their coach, Phil Cass. We're going to go down to the boundary very soon. Hannah Davies, who's done an excellent job for us today, Fox Footy's very own, is about to speak to the coach. As the players get into their positions, we now go down to Hannah on the boundary.
Phil, you'd have to be expecting that Surfers will throw absolutely everything at you in this quarter. How do you mitigate that? Do we go defensively or throw things forward to extend that lead?
No, look, we play the way we always play. And look, they're an aggressive team at the best of times. So they're going to really look for that handball overlap and that surge. So we've just got to have our defensive pressure up and about. We've got to really be, hunting them, ready to tackle like we have all day. So we back our boys in with the way we've been going.
Thanks, Phil. Best of luck.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, it's about to get underway. Final quarter. 1 quarter away from grand final glory as the umpire lifts the ball in the air. Chris Yeend to get us underway for the final time in 2025.
And what a privilege it is to be with the superstars, Nick Davis and Jack Fuller. Right, of course, Hannah Davies down there on the boundary line, a wonderful company that you've all provided in season 2025 as Craig Malone pumps the ball inside the forward 50 there for the Sharkies. Up towards high half forward, Manane tries to shrug off Hambledon. I reckon that's prior opportunity. He's forfeited it. He's been a bright spark. Hamilton just loops it over the top and finds his teammate in Callaghan. And that kick goes out of bounds on the full. He looks to the umpire for a free kick. Not forthcoming. Out of bounds on the full to the D's in the forward pocket.
Could have gone back and taken his time there.
It was called play on for the not.
Still could have done it.
LB Jones takes off toward half back. He's found Doran, the vice captain. So Doran waits for a runner to come past. That runner is Broadbent, who loops a handball along the line. They've got men out here. One of them is Fraser. Fraser goes up the boundary line to Axel Moore. 2 grabs at it, couldn't complete the mark. O'Sullivan did well, worked it back to Thompson. Thompson, high ball along the line in the Cameron direction. And Cameron allowed to mark, uncontested. So Clay Cameron, he's worked his way into the game in this second half. Takes off from the mark. Drives it long in the guess who direction. Hamilman with 2 for company. Knocked away by Ireland. Hamilman trying to keep the footy in. Ball stays in, Broadbent, handballed it back to Anderson, who went further back to Woodburn, back to Broadbent, linking up by hand now. Broadbent, risky kick into the centre square, but it comes off.
Good ball.
Smith is there to mark it. Smith has a runner coming past. That's Shea. Shea gave a handball over the top to Alice Yeoman. Jules found some space at half forward, takes a strong mark. Williams went to ground. He can move it on quickly. Numbers streaming inside the forward 50. Jewel needs to get a move on. Move it, Jewel. Get it long. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. High fly at the footy from Moore. At ground level was Fraser. Patton had a shot on goal. How will it bounce?
Oh!
It bounces through. Mitch Patton kicks his third goal of the day. And they've still got to sniff the Demons.
Oh, Jewel, it's like he was trying to run down the clock. I don't know what he was doing. We thought the cavalry had arrived and just set up camp. But how about Patton? He was always going to be the spark for this side. You watch him get front and centre of the contest. He's in the right position, gets on the right, one step, rolls it through, open square. The D's are still here.
Oh,
I was reminded of that line from Jewel the artist, am I standing still? Well, that's what he was doing 55 metres out from goal, but Nick Davis was part of the master plan.
That is some deep cuts there from you, Yindy. I love it. That's why we've got the best of the best calling all the action here for the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Grand Final. It's 19 points and there's a lot of footy to go, Jack Fulham.
Oh, it absolutely is. Chris Yeen, take this one away.
Oh, Rucks will contest again. Malone with hit out number 500 for the finals alone as there's a player down behind in the foreground as Joey Kennedy now out muscled there by the would-be tackler in Brokos. And we'll see a throw in.
Oh, and Patton is up and about at the moment. He loves this. If King can get in the action too, he can cause a lot of problems, not just physically but mentally for this defence of the Sharks.
Just looking at Greenwood circling around as well. He's on his protege, Charlie Offermans too, as Smith able to work it down now to Moore. Moore's taken the ground. They're going to appeal and it's holding the ball. It'll be a free kick and there's a little bit going on. They did not like it. Offermans has gone right up to Alice Yeoman and said that was not at all good. And Dylan Smith in the back pocket will settle.
So Dylan Smith, he's had a good day. Would be in medal contention. Kicks it long. Hamilton found some space at the back. Mullane floated in front, took a great mark. Geez, he's had some moments, Mullane. Terrific little player. And the ball's knocked away from Smith. We'll have a throw in.
That's a win there for the D's.
Have a listen to the crowd.
They're starting to get engaged. It was the two armies changing ends at three-quarter time. Redland's going to the right of your screen. Surfers Paradise to the left. Smith got over the top of Malone. Alice Yeoman handed it off to Shea. Shea handballed it to himself, went in the Fraser direction. Fraser beat a couple of tackles, tried to find King, couldn't. Patton and King working, socket out of danger by the Sharks. How will the umpire call it? Throw in. Another throw in, 75 metres out.
Smith's mobility at the moment is really starting to cause problems for Big Malone.
Dylan Smith formerly played a lot of good footy at Mount Gravatt and played a VFL footy at Aspley as well and played in the NEFL against Redland-Victoria Point. Now he's playing with them perhaps in a premiership as Nathan Smith marks. Ball into the centre square, defensive side of the ground. Hamilman 52 metres out from goal. He's their deepest option. Ball bounces sideways. Doran can't quite trap it there for Surfers and Brown goes out of bounds. And he is barely moving in that instance. We'll see a throw in.
Old Don Mattingly. Those sideburns.
Shave those sideburns.
Trim those sideburns.
Boundary throw in here at half forward for the Sharkies. Smith and Malone, not for the first time today, will go toe to toe. Malone belts it forward, looking for Offermans, trapped it well. Offermans up towards the corridor, looking for, not being able to find Hamilton, and that is a well-judged mark by Ness in the back, defensive side of the ground for the Surfers Paradise team.
So Josh Neese, he looks centrally, risky kick, but it comes off to Leah Campchi. Leah Campchi wanted to give a handball off. He does now. He's got a man far side. It's Mullane who put the hammer down. Huddy, good tackle. Managed to work him off it. McDowell White came the other way, got a man inside 50. It's Cameron. Cameron takes the mark, gets around one, and then had it knocked away by Leah Campchi. Cameron got it back to Hamilton, who just screwed it to the top of the goal square. Big punch out of danger. McDowell White, socket it the other way. in the Hamilton direction. He couldn't mark. Shot on goal from Stallard. Stallard, it's bending, not enough. And a minor score for the Sharks. Let's all take a breath after that frenetic passage of play. The Sharks 9-8-62, Surfers 6-7-43. It's a 20-point margin with 6.5 minutes travelled last quarter.
Thanks to TPIL Lawyers and Bradnam's Windows and Doors. That is getting up a bit gingerly is Luxton for Surfers Paradise, the 2019 premiers. Is looking for King further down the line, and Huddy intervenes. We'll see a throw in. Just repeating the winners of today's earlier games. It was Noosa prevailing by 12 points over Aspley and the Colts. And it was Morningside avenging last year's grand final loss to Maroochydore by securing a 4-goal win over those same opponents. As Malone gets front and centre again, but it's Alice Yeoman with a right foot check side. Deep inside the forward 50, plenty of players colliding, and it's going to be a free kick to... No, it won't be a free
kick. It's going Redland's way. It looked like there was a hole, but I think he just played for that little bit too much. Flung the arms out.
And it will be O'Sullivan at centre half back.
A tough day for Oscar Wood.
So O'Sullivan, he's had a ripper day. Goes long, outer side wing. Malone knocked it away. Couple of demons at ground level. LB Jones gave a handball. Smith of the Dillon variety came the other way. Jones goes back in. The boundary line beats. Everyone will have a throw in. Oh, just a collective sigh going around the ground. It's been a frenetic opening to this last quarter. Players throwing their bodies in. This is grand final footy. Malone got rid of Smith, took it out of the ruck, handballed it forward. Callahan put on a block for Miller. Miller picked it up, sent it towards half forward. Huddy just tried to volleyball it forward, just ended up in the arms of Anderson, who was too nimble at ground level for Huddy. Risky kick in the Doran direction. Yeah, Doran's going to get a free kick.
Good call.
Hunkin came in and collected him. Doran had to stand under the footy. Brave work by the vice-captain. He goes into the middle of the ground. Here's Fraser, starting to lift. Fraser goes to half forward. Alice Yeoman, the steam train, coming out at centre half forward. Couldn't take the mark. King trying to work it forward. Patton there. Greenwood went in. Could have been taken high. The Sharks player. Didn't see who it was.
Yeah, he
was taken high. Absolutely.
There may have been good reason for it.
And it's the veteran campaigner, Matt Thompson. He's been a pivotal member of this Sharks side for a long time. Sold some candy on the mark. And then just mongrel punts it forward in the Brown direction. Brown had it knocked away from him by Neese. Went in and got it. Gave a handball to Huddy. Huddy back to Brown. Strong tackle late. Surfers, they're trying everything. And we'll have a ball up outer side wing. We tick up towards 10 minutes played in this last quarter.
We've got Jamison, Shea and Jewell looking on for the D's, looking to come onto the ground. Offerman's off for a spell. 3 quality players eager to get their look at the ice cream and get back in the thick of the action. As it's Smith who wheels it out to Alice Yeoman, to looking for Wood up against the experience of Adrian Williams. It is almost the master and the apprentice, and it's the master doing an incredible job. We'll take it out of bounds. And the future for Oscar Wood is such a pleasing one.
2 goals in the prelim last week. He's been very quiet today. Can he be the difference?
Well, he kicked 6 goals in that game that you and I called earlier on. Yeah,
incredible.
Dominating affair against Labrador as Woodburn handballs further afield to Zach Smith, who loops it over the top. They're working tight in the phone box. Greenwood caught on his opposite side. Gets it to his captain, who dances on a dime, pulls the trigger up towards the top of the goal square. And is a well-judged mark and a 50-metre penalty. It's 50.
Silly by Luxton.
Joey.
Joey Kennedy.
Joey Kennedy. Going to get marched the 50. His poor play, not required. When you're trying to make up a 20-point gap, you need to make the most of every inside 50 opportunity.
Well, it's just silly because he could have locked him in the pocket there. That was not an easy out there for Redland.
And Williams has a man on in the middle. It's Owen. Owen looks wide. That is a beautiful kick. Hit Hunkin in stride. Hunkin took it on the chest and was able to mosey on. Goes inside forward 50. Hamilton, he's marked on the edge of 50. We know he's got the range from there.
Go on.
Go on, Matty Hamilton. Have a shot. Shooting for number 9.
We want 10.
So Matt Hamilman, this to make it incredibly difficult for surfers. I'm not saying impossible yet, but very difficult. Matt Hamilman, 8 on the day. He has put in a grand final performance for the ages. In he comes now from 55. What a strike of the football. They love it behind the goals. It has got the range. Matt Hamilman has 9 in a grand final.
What do you mean?
Unbelievable hit of the football.
Well, when they brought him across to the club a couple of years ago, they knew he could be the linchpin to this outfit. He kicked pretty much every single goal of theirs. He's missed ones he should have kicked, but you put him out in that pocket there and he just launches it. And the Shark tank down the back, they have gone off. They can smell this premiership. It is coming closer and closer. And Matt Hamilman, I'm sure we're going to have to do some votes at this point, but 9 in a grand final, taking his total to 100 and, I've actually lost count at this point. I've lost count at this point of how many goals he's
113.
Oh, that's ridiculous. There's a ridiculous amount of goals for a season. Very well played, and you feel for Broadbent.
I could see Clint Doggy Watts here in the grandstand, and he knows he can probably put that best on ground medal only around one man.
Oh, Big Posty's probably coming a long way.
Yeah, he's had a grand final for the ages himself as Huddy appeals, and we'll see a stoppage. And Surfers, they are the #1 attacking side in the competition. You're only as good as your last quarter. Well, they only kicked 2 points in the last quarter last week against Palm Beach, but granted, they were 10 goals to the good at three-quarter time as Huddy suckers off the ground. Doesn't go too far at all. It's Offermans who tried to work his way out. Woodburn has to be creative. Tries to find Doran. Doran corralled by Miller. And we'll see another stoppage.
26 points the margin, still plenty of time to travel in this last
Just
quarter.
those little moments here. Look at that hand pass from Woodburn, trying to loop it over the top. They need to be lower. They need to be a little bit more attacking.
Jewel pelts it further afield and Shea wrapped up immediately.
They'll have another stoppage. Broadcast wing in front of our wonderful commentary position here at Brighton Homes Arena. Real state-of-the-art facility. Been so pivotal for footy in Queensland over these last few years. The Sharks will get a free kick. It'll go to Miller. Miller just content to take his time. Little veteran experience, Scotty Miller, played his 200th earlier this year. Kicks it long towards half forward. Sitting in the hole there, taking a good mark was Luxton. So Luxton looking for the switch. He's going to try and hit it. He had Anderson. It was a risky kick. Broadbent, in fact. Hambleton came in. Socketed forward to Hamilman. Hamilman dribbled it towards goal. It's not going to have the legs on it. Luxton gets back. Just had to hack it out of danger. It comes off. Zay Mullane had some good moments. Landed on his chest. He plays on now. Mullane trying to get around Hamilton. That's gone. That is gone. Not paid. Axel Moore working off it. Offerman's got a handball to Owen. Over the top to Callahan. Callahan got absolutely jacked up. Oh, that is a massive hit on Callahan, and he's going to get a free kick.
I've never seen a spear like that since Goldberg with Roman Reigns.
Oh my goodness. Miles Callahan just got the soul tackled out of his body. Oh boy, let's have a look at the replay. Holy. Wow.
That's next level.
And yet he is still standing. He's got the footy.
Oh.
I do want to see if it's a legitimate tackle.
Enjoy the resilience from the young man to get up from that and go back and take his kick. I would still be lying prone on the turf.
Well, if he kicks it, the painkillers will be coming through.
Miles Callahan to shut the gate for the Sharks. Hits it, gets it. There's the grand final. Woo! Redland-Victoria Point stretched their legs out to a 32-point lead with 15 minutes gone in the last quarter. That's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, that was nearly... There was actually nothing wrong with that tackle. It was actually a really good tackle. And Miles Callahan, well, he's come from 6 feet under the ground to stand up and kick that goal. But well done for the young man for settling as well. That's a class finish. I actually feel pretty bad because that was just a really good tackle.
It was, and potentially the head hitting the turf might be the only one. I think the only way you can give that as a free kick for rough conduct, but that's just a...
No, it's
maybe just a lift.
That is a textbook rugby league tackle right there.
That was massive. It was Harrison Island who laid the boom. Unlucky.
Well,
Callahan kicked the goal, and it's 32 points and all but over.
So Malone belts it forward again. Well picked up there by Anderson. Right foot kick up towards centre half forward. Over the top there of the goal kicker and Callahan.
Gonna go again.
He picks it up now. Right foot kick. The instinct was outstanding. And his eyes lit up like he's winning a premiership.
Just marching them down the field now. Watch them set up behind the ball. Watch out for Hamilman here.
It's amazing what the lure of an upcoming premiership does to one's recovery.
He was, he was 6 feet under and he's 10 foot tall and bulletproof now. There's Hamilman. He's in the ruck. Brings the ball to ground. Mullane stripped of it. Lovely pick up here by the Sharks. Back to Smith. Smith just curls it around nicely. Oh, he's going to jump into the crowd. He's going bananas. Oh, Phil Cass, this in your final game, it's an absolute treasure and a delight. You're getting exactly what you deserve.
If you're not off your couch at the moment, you don't like AFL football. What is happening here?
Nathan Smith with the goal of the day from pretty much the car park. Oh, wow. There's going to be an outpouring of emotion at Shark Park tonight.
Oh, they're hitting the Squeeze nightclub on the way.
You know,
it's
all
a
about
very
that,
old
mate.
school reference for you.
Oh.
Back-to-back runners-up the last 2 years. They're finally going to break their premiership duck in season 2025. It's party time for the Sharks fans. The resistance has been broken. It's a 38-point lead.
You get Hamilton in his 10, don't you?
Oh, you'd think so.
They will be looking for the big man up forward. Malone just monstered the opposition ruckman, sent it inside forward 50. High bounce was thumped away by Ireland. Woodburn still working hard. Here's Anderson, dived on top of it, was tackled, and he's going to get a free kick for high contact.
Yeah, Woodburn.
Woodburn just dropped the knees in.
Here we go.
Comes across to Dylan Smith. Smith is about 70 from home. He wheels around. He's going to run to the edge of 50. Set sail for home. He's going to get it right there. It won't have the distance. Ball still in play. Leah Campchi did well to rove it. And then goes to the outer side at half back where he's got Jamison Shea. Shea takes off, goes down the line. Fraser took it on his chest, the captain. Looking inboard. 45 kick into the middle of the ground. Risky, but Hugh Greenwood made it look good. So they've worked it to halfway. Greenwood gave it off to Shea. Shea looped a handball to Leah Campchi with a couple for company. Had to backtrack, back to Shea. Shea takes a few steps and puts it inside forward 50 where he's got a man out. It's Oscar Wood. Wood finally gets on the end of one.
Just watching Matty Thompson there, just trying to put him up with a double hand wave. Pulled out deep in the trip. He's tired, doesn't matter.
So the Redland-Victoria point coach's box, they've abandoned the box. They're heading straight down to ground level as Oscar Wood wastes no time on the approach. Ambles in from 45 and kicks it and gives a little fist pump and says, come on, this game's not over. Margin back to 32 points.
Well, it's been a quiet day for Oscar Wood, and as we mentioned, we've seen him throughout this season. He's been an incredibly exciting young forward, but just so well held this afternoon. The loss of Snowball's definitely hurt them down forward. He had to step into that role, maybe a little bit ahead of his time, but he's been locked away from it. And look, end of the day, it's a goal in a grand final. Come a little bit late, but it's something to walk away from. On a day where, as a forward, if you don't hit the scoreboard, these days can be really tough, but at least got a little something to tuck in your back pocket there.
I think the biggest compliment as a teenager that you get the player who's been judged the best defender in the team of the year that gets the job on you for most of the day, and he's a seasoned campaigner in Adrian Williams. So I think that's just how much Phil Cass rated the presence of Oscar Wood by putting his best defender on him. As Woodburn handballs over the top, Cam Ellis-Yeoman. Woodburn follows up. Almost spent it before he had it. Just got the handball away out to Moore. Underground handball was chopped off immediately. Offerman's wrapped up immediately by Ellis-Yeoman. Picked off there by Miller. Handball's further afield. It's chopped off by Albie Jones. Takes a little bit off the kick. It was good. He's got an option in Joey Kennedy up the top of the square, and that's exactly where the ball's going to go. In a one-on-one's not needed. Oh, there's a bit of a pulse, gentlemen. There's still a little bit of juice left in this one.
The doctor would say get your affairs in order, but still, there's life. Well, good finish. His Warriors a little bit too late. Started with Woodburn in the middle and Well, that is just a class finish. That's control.
Captain's goal if there ever was one.
Well, get on your back. Get on your back. Let's go. Matty Doran, speaking of leadership, back on the field. He's going straight in the centre.
So big centre clearance here. If they can pinch another one, they need to kick 5 goals to win the match in, you'd probably say there would be 6 to 7 minutes of game time left. So it's not insurmountable.
I'll give you a bit more. This is the QAFL. These quarters can blow out to 40 minutes if they choose.
It's going to go about 33, I feel. It's the 6-goal quarter.
It would take a miracle from here, but we've seen miracles before.
Do you believe?
Smith got it down. Here's Dylan Smith for Redland. Sends him into attack. Brown working one-on-one with Neese. Both wrestling for the footy. Neese was held. Gets the free kick. Here's Anderson going through the middle of the ground. Fraser went over his head. He's going to get the handball from Kennedy. Fraser goes inside forward 50. Here's Oscar Wood. He's Oscar Wood again.
Wood,
they're coming. They're coming.
For 3 goals in the space of 2 minutes. Wood needs to go back quickly. And, well, this would put the panic right into the Sharks. Oscar Wood.
It ain't over. Just take enough of your time, young man.
This to cut the margin back to 20 points. 22 minutes into the quarter. Here comes Oscar Wood. He's missed it. He didn't like it off the boot. Hit it off the instep and a minor score.
Well, can they lock this ball down in their forward 50? They've clearly got the run. They've got the momentum.
Where did it come from, though? There's just
desperation, just pure desperation at this point.
Probably needed it.
I like that.
10 minutes earlier, perhaps, just to deny them. As there's Malone again. Big buckets. Gets it at Nano Offermans. They're looking to shut the door on this one. Hamilman's about 40 metres out. He's not needed because it's going to get the captain here for the D's.
Callahan buried again.
Handball there from Fraser. Back at now to Moore. Hacks it forward. They've got Joey Kennedy circling. He can kick one from the boundary line. He was shrug off the would-be tackler. No! He's denied. And the umpire says holding the ball. Free kick to the Sharks in the back pocket.
Clutch defensive effort there.
It was Adrian Williams. Been a rock down back for the Sharks all year. He sends it long, out aside to half back. It's marked by Harrison Island. Island looks inboard. Now chips it up towards half forward. Here's Doran, 60 from home. Doran needs to move it on quickly. Out Anderson coming past. He just chips it inside forward 50. It's been marked by Fraser. Fraser plays on. Shot on goal, missed it.
Did that touch off the boot or something? I don't know.
It was.
I was going to say.
So 8-8-56 the Demons.
Turn on
Sharks 12-9-81, 24-point margin. So 4 straight kicks will level it up, and there's still plenty of time.
All thanks to TPIL lawyers and Bradnam's windows and doors. As the Sharks, well, they're only 1 goal away from putting this one absolutely to bed. And we all believe that if there's one more goal left in the Sharks, it only needs to go to one man. And Huddy kicks the ball further down the line off hands.
Can't be individual base at the moment, but right now Redlands just need to slow it down, just wrestle back a bit of control. Surfers Paradise absolutely play the most chaotic football you can possibly conceive, but if they can just wrestle back control, these stoppages, slow it down, take the pace out of this game, the game will be locked up for them.
Just need to probably put Patton further up the ground, get him in the midfield. He's explosive, but it's taken here by an explosive midfield here by the Sharks. Hamilman is circling Broadbent in a rare occasion, takes the mark. And he'll be told to go, so he'll bring it out towards the commentary side. Patton was the player I said he needed to get involved. He brings the ball to ground. Lovely work. Up towards Thompson. Thompson now. Left foot kick takes a little bit off it. They're going to ice it here.
Say Cameron's, oh, hang on. Hamilman's all by himself. Cameron's got his head down. He says, this is my time. You've kicked enough.
Well, he's kicked a handful of goals this year. Clay Cameron, 20 of them and rising.
3 last week.
And did just enough to get his team over the line. But this...
crime if he misses.
Well, footy's a funny thing. From basically 20 metres out, doesn't miss. And that hammers the door shut. The Sharks are on their way to saluting.
Well, you love to see it. That was a great play. Surfers, to their credit, they pushed hard to move that ball out of the back line there, but the numbers set up behind the ball. They got the overlap, and by the end, he had 3 targets to go to. I thought he would have dished it off to his man in the goal square or Matt Hamilman, but you know what? This is a team game. Let him celebrate. Let him enjoy. Yeah, they're home and hose now.
You can see on the replay there, the crowd getting ready to just embracing as one.
Oh, a bunch of Sharks behind a net. You'll never like to see it.
So ball back in the middle. We've travelled 26 and a half minutes in this last quarter. They've been gallant surfers. Have tried absolutely everything to get themselves back into the contest. Malone and Smith. Ball punch forward. Dylan Smith trying to work it free. Alice Yeoman went in and got it. Offloaded it to Woodburn. Tackled by Malone. Almost got eaten.
I believe that footy belongs to Mr. Gilmore.
Here's Zay Mullane up towards half forward. Knocked away. Axel Moore burst through. His kick is smothered out over the line by Luke O'Sullivan. He's been a rock today, Luke O'Sullivan.
Yeah, real unsung defender for this unit, but you need that quiet back six.
So the margin 30 points. Deep into time on. The ball back into play. All over now, bar the shouting. Smith, Shabe through there. Greenwood has been well held. Handball came out to Dylan Smith. Sold some candy. Sent it up towards half forward. Cameron, can he get out the back? Will it stay in? It won't. And we'll have a throw in. Redland side are halfway between wing and half forward.
Well, they're hugging down the bench at the moment. Phil Cass saluting in style. Now, right now, this is where you send the young fellas. Sit on the pine if you're old, if you're heading towards the end of your career. Get out there, let them enjoy it. But still, Hamilman, can he get the 10?
Well, this could be the opportunity as Alice Yeoman dishes it out to Greenwood. Speaking of some of the old heads, that's a great tackle there on Albie Jones. O'Sullivan now capitalises. Hamilman offers the lead. He's ignored. He's ignored for the big man, Huddy.
I was going to say lower your eyes, but he did. That was actually the better option. Hamilman maybe dummy leading to the pocket there, but Big Huddy's about to join the party.
Oh, Jared Huddy's kicked big bags of goals, taken big marks, but he's never won a premiership, and probably one of those players that deserves it. And watch the celebration if he kicks this one.
Well, it's a ruckman kicking, and you know how we feel about that. But I must say, I'm just throwing notes at me at the moment, but you know he's backed up Malone all year, so he deserves his moment in the sun.
So Jared Huddy, he'll jump the fence and celebrate with the fans if he's successful here, because that's the sort of individual that he is. And I sense the fence. The Cobras have come out, and they're all coming from everywhere. Nearly done myself a shoulder injury trying to do that. I feel old.
But saying about it before the game.
I just can't do it. Huddy kicks the goal and the party continues.
Yeah, incredible effort by Huddy. Great hit up lead. Get his time down forward. Big post Malone up in the middle. And Hamilman, I think that was actually very much a dummy lead there. He's now going to the goal square. So, look, everyone's got on the board. Everyone's had their moment. There can't be long left in this game. But come on, let's cap this off in style. Yeah, that's right. Brown's geeing up the crowd now. They're going feral down the Shark Tank. Have a look at it. Where else would you rather be? Redland-Vicky Point Social Club will be going off tonight, and it's a long trip home down the M1 for Surfers Paradise. But this is what they've wanted for so long.
So Malone and Smith, the margin's 36 points. We're almost at 30 minutes played in this last quarter. Celebrations about to commence. Surfers, they'll go forward through Fraser. Hasn't stopped trying. High ball to 30 metres out. Patton just thumped it forward. Nathan Smith took it off hands, got it to Prokos. Prokos towards halfback, Leah Campsey and Hamilton. Hamilton came over the top, fisted it over the line.
I just want to praise our wonderful team here again. We've got our superstars here. Harry and Connor, they have worked their backsides off, and we have Zoe down on boundary line.
And Keely Dillon, the great, down on the boundary line. She's done a fantastic job.
And Will in the studios as well. What a team.
They're a brilliant operation at Double Take Sporters. Dylan Smith wrapped up, managed to work it free. Chapman's in there. Fraser picked it up, heaved it on the boot to the top of the goal square. Oscar Wood knocked away from him. Williams working, Patton lurking. Prokos had it. Just shoveled back in the Thompson direction, who just chipped it forward. He had a man out there. It's Hunkin. Hunkin goes to the point of the square where Hamilton let up. Took the mark on his chest. He's been good, Hamilton.
Well, they clearly want to get the footy moving.
Oh, you'd think that they would honour the wishes of Hamilton. Maybe he's just happy to sit at a perfect 9. instead of the perfect 10.
No, they've kicked it to Hambleton. They got it wrong.
Wrong one. O'Sullivan brings it out towards the commentary side. Prokost now has Nathan Smith further down the field. He'll kick it to Dylan.
Here we go. Here we go.
He's already kicked goal
Smith's
today.
Unite.
Oh!
He's in. He's in. Just lower the eyes. Wrong pocket. Hamilton's on his own. Brown. Hamilton.
Play on.
Oh, it didn't go. Didn't go 10, so we handballed it to the 10. It's still in. That's a mark. No.
Stop leading to the pocket.
He doesn't.
How's the unselfishness on him to give a handball back in board 2?
It's like you don't want to kick 10 goals in a grand final.
So Surfers take it from fullback through Shea. Shea towards halfback, looking for Doran. Doran worked off it. Boundary line wins out. We'll have a throw in. Good work there by Matthew Owen on the far side of Brighton Homes Arena. We're at 32 minutes now. The Sharks fans, they are ready to go off.
And the bench is pumped as well.
Ball back into play. Malone and Smith. It's been a good battle. High ball inside 50 for the Sharks. Huddy under it. Big leap by Huddy. Took it on his chest. Oh, Jared Huddy.
The big fella is dominating.
He's enjoying party time. And Jared Huddy to go back for his second. When we've all been setting the stage for Hamilton. There it is. The Sharks are premiers for season 2025. And Jared Huddy to have a shot after the siren to well and truly ignite the celebrations. In he comes. His teammates don't care. They're going off. They're going off on the bench. Huddy comes in, strikes it, misses. Doesn't matter. Redland-Victoria Point are your season 2025 TPIL QAFL Lawyers Grand Final winners.
Glorious and victorious. Finally, third time's a charm for Redland-Vicky Point. What a moment and what a dominant display we saw from them today. They truly have been the best team all year. And they set the tone from the very first quarter off the back of their star forward, Matt Hamilton, who frustratingly finishes the game with 9 goals, but that is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. Because at the end of the day, it was a team effort. Their back six were incredible. They were relentless through the middle. Well, it was big Craig Malone, who unbelievably was an emergency for last year's grand final. Oh, what might have been, but it only makes victory even sweeter for that incredible ruckman. And then their forward line, their talisman, Hamilton did the damage, but then the rest of the team, they got in on party time at the end of the game. It's been an incredible day here at Brighton Homes Arena. The crowd's been incredible, and look at them all. They have travelled far and wide to see this proud club from the Redlands. This amalgamation of two powerhouses come together and finally achieve their goal. We'll go down for interviews very soon, but Jack Fulham, Chris Yeend, it was an awesome day today. Incredible football we saw, but Jack, the best of the best, absolutely got the job done today.
They absolutely did, and the Sharks, all year they've been Hamilton or bust. Today they were Hamilton. 9 of the 14 goals kicked from their spearhead. He was amazing. Dylan Smith played a fantastic game. Let's run through some of the goal kickers. For the Sharks, Hamilton with his 9. Brown, Cameron, Smith, Huddy and Callahan with singles. For the Demons, Mitch Patton kicked 3, Zach Smith 1, Oscar Wood 1, Axel Moore 1, Harrison Fraser 1 and Cam Ellis-Yeoman with 1. They mounted a late charge, wasn't enough. And Redland-Victoria Point run out premiers.
And Yeeny, look, unfortunately, couldn't get the job done today at Surfers Paradise. They had an amazing season. They were probably sitting around the 3rd seed all year. Maybe played their grand final last week in taking out Palm Beach Currumbin. But at the same time, they will be better and stronger for this going forward.
Absolutely. Well, they're under the first year tutelage of Sam Dwyer, and Matty Lappin, who coached the team for a bit, and now Matty Lappin is a premiership coach as well over at Southport in the QAFL W. So that success continues to roll on too, which is outstanding. And look, maybe they are the fitting team to have played in today's grand final. They've got some quality youth. We mentioned about Lucas Snowball. We look at Oscar Wood. Anderson has been showing some wonderful ability, but at the end of the day, we are seeing something special here from Redland-Victoria Point, and it's sad to think that we're seeing an end of an era at the club, but it's almost the perfect ending chapter.
Well, we said they had to get to that point. They had to get it done this year. You can see Matty Eagles there in the crowd. Look, unfortunately, his season came to an end earlier than they hoped, and that was a big loss for them. They thought that's what they needed. But the resilience they were able to show, you've got a nice little crop of youth who've come through here. But you look at their stars today. It was Hamilman, who they brought across from Aspley a few years back, the former Brisbane Lions listed player. He has been one of the most dangerous forwards this competition has seen in a very long time.
So we're going to cut across down to Hannah Davies, who is chatting with the winning captain, Mitch Stallard.
Congratulations, what an emphatic win there from the side. I want to start with 9 goals from yourself. How much fun were you having out there?
Oh, it was heaps of fun. I guess credit to the boys. They got it down to me pretty well today, so I can't take all the credit.
This atmosphere right now is insane. There's family and friends everywhere. So I want to ask you, what does it mean to get this win in front of all these people?
Oh, it's so special. Like back in the Neefle days, they were pretty tough days. We only win 1 or 2 games, so to be here after losing the last 2, it's a pretty special day for the club.
And I want to touch on that journey, you know, the last 2 years of heartbreak, and to be here, this celebration, you know, what are you feeling right now?
Oh, it's hard to put into words, really. There's a lot of people that put in so much work at the club, so it's just good to reward them.
Thanks, Matt. Congrats.
Thank you. Cheers.
Oh, can we go out the bit?
Track down the premiership captain. We'll go back down to him right now.
So we've got Hannah Davies who's in the heart of it.
She's being absolutely swamped down there, Hannah.
Yeah, she's got plenty of people wanting her autograph as well. That's just how famous she is for Fox Footy's very own.
This is her premiership quarter right now. We'll be back down with the Sharks captain very, very soon. But just touching on Matt Hamilman there, you can see that despite being such a dominant forward, he was that happy to let his teammates shine in that final quarter there. He did the damage earlier on, and then he was dummy leading. He was getting out of their space, letting everyone enjoy their moment, and, you know, true class of an operator who probably has had to be out on his own for a long time. Let's go back now to Hannah Davies, who I believe has the Sharks captain.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's absolute chaos down here, but I've managed to grab Mitch. Mitch, the hugs everywhere. It must mean so much to win this in front of all your family.
You think it's 12 months in the making, but we've tried for 3 years, and respectively, we just haven't been there. And this, you just look around. This community, this club, I'm so glad I came to this place. Back in the Neefle when I got a chance and then stayed around. We all hung around. We're all a tight-knit group. This is incredible. Like, I can't describe it. It's absolutely awesome. I'm so glad we get to do it with this group of blokes, let alone this group, this club. It's been deserved for so long, and I'm just so proud. Like, we had a lot of sore bodies, and this makes everything worth it. I couldn't care what happens. This is just so worth it.
And your coach, Phil, of course, his final game, I want to touch on him. What does it mean?
We did a little thing before the game. He is, like, people have heart and souls of their club, but when this club was bad, it was because he wasn't there. It got better when he was there. That's what Harry touched on. Everyone loves him. I don't know anyone that hates him. I was on the verge of leaving when I finished up a few years ago, and he's just a pest. He just doesn't let you go. Last year, I thought it was it, and he just said, one more. I just need one more, and it's just what he does. He just keeps people around. He's a people person. He's just absolutely incredible for this football club and the community, and this is the absolute fitting way to send him out. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's no one in this football community that really deserves it any more than this guy. Seriously, he has just put some hard yards in. 2 jobs, like all the coaches do. He's just incredible.
And next year, will we see you back here aiming for back-to-back?
I'd hope so. I won't coming back until after Christmas. I can tell you that for free, Phil, if you're watching. So, or the new coach, whoever it might be. So, I need a break. Awesome.
Where do the celebrations start?
About 5 minutes in the rooms, but you'll see everyone here. The same people will be down at our club. That long drive down there that a lot of us have done for so long, it'll be so worth it. Like, we'll be down there celebrating, and so should Surfers. Like, you know, they had their day last week and just absolutely gave it to Palmy, and they deserve to be here. They're one of the best teams in the competition, and they were slept on. They didn't get the credit, and a few weeks ago they absolutely jumped us. So we were just lucky that we pulled up our shorts and came out in the second half, and that we were worried that they were going to do it, and they almost did. So kudos to them. They deserve to celebrate really hard. I know it's not the right ending, but they deserve it 100%.
Thanks, Mitch. Go and enjoy it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, how can you not be romantic about football? The Sharks captain, no one more deserving who will lift that premiership trophy, along, of course, with the coach, Phil Cast. He is spent the captain. Well, look, if you are a Redland-Vicky Point fan, we're about to head to the presentations, but we're going to go to the highlights now, so why not enjoy what went down in party time? It started with Matt Hallman. He got the game underway, kicking the first 2 goals, really set the tone. His offside of Hamilton setting him up there. But Jack, Chris, you'd have to say it was one-way traffic for pretty much most of the game. It started with this man down forward who you'd think would be a sneaky chance of being best on ground. I mean, if you kick 9, you know that's likely going to happen.
They were able to isolate him on so many occasions, and credit to Surfers Paradise, because at no point did they give up this afternoon. They didn't have their best day. They copped some awful bounces of the football. No man personified that more than Hamilton's opponent, Will Broadbent, who just seemed to have a very unlucky day, but they kept fighting and they cut the margin back to 20 points late in the last quarter, and you thought they may have been half a chance, but as they did all day, Redland-Victoria Point were just so good at putting the hammer down when it mattered most and coming up best in the critical moments.
And look, full credit to Surfers. They dug deep. It's unfortunate for them that the goals that the Sharks ended up piling on at the end could have gone for them, could have changed the result of the game. But realistically, even if the Surfers had a comeback, guys, they didn't really have any genuine winners across the ground. They were beaten comprehensively across most areas today. Defence in the midfield and the forward line.
And their 2 AFL listed on-ballers, Hugh Greenwood, Cam Ellis-Yeoman, both prolific AFL careers. Yeah, they had involvement, but they had their colours lowered by the Redland-Victoria Point midfield.
They certainly did, Jack. I'd say maybe a little bit too dependent on your big stars to shine, but what you can see from Redland-Vicky Point is that they managed to just have an all-in team effort from the back 6, who were just so strong all through the day. You look at the likes of O'Sullivan down there, understated but got the job done. We can see Cam Ellis-Yeoman really started to fire in that 3rd term, but really it was a little bit too late. And Hamilton, who, as we said, the offside of it, he's set up around half forward, cannot be understated. They played as a team all afternoon. No, they could have been a little bit too centric in the Hamilton direction. They could have tried to rely on their stars, but they went all in as a unit. Maybe that's where Surfers has gone wrong, but that's something they can build on as they go forward. Ellis-Yeoman, I said, really showed up in that 3rd term. But look, we'll hold off for the 4th quarter highlights because we're about to go downstairs to the dais for the presentation.
Round of applause to both clubs today. What an outstanding grand final. Commiserations to Surfers Paradise, but congratulations finally to the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks premiers. Assisting us with presentations today will be Clint Watts, the 1998 Joe Grant medalist, who will be presenting the medal for today's Best on Ground, and Managing Director of our naming rights sponsor, TPIL Lawyers, James Madden. It's great to have TPIL Lawyers join the QAFL fraternity this year, and to James, to Tracy and the broader team, we thank you for your support. Firstly, we would like to congratulate our umpires on their grand final achievements as well. As it is playing in a grand final, it is a great achievement to be appointed to a grand final umpiring appointment as well. And to present our grand final umpires with their medallions, I'd like to welcome on stage Anthony Little, winner of our 4-quarter challenge, which is an initiative to recognise and reward the engagement of young umpires across the season. So to receive their medallions, our field umpires, Sam Somerville, Jamison Galbraith and Kyan Everson. Our boundary umpires, Nick Mabb, Jack Boyce and Jeremy Ackhead. Goal umpires, Alistair Meldrum and Elise Mindu. And our emergency goal umpire and third scorer, Zachary Charter and Jonah Jen. Please join me in thanking and congratulating our grand final umpires again, and we'd like to take the chance just to thank Bradnam's Windows and Doors, our statewide umpiring partner, for their support. I'd now like to invite Clint on stage to present the Joe Grant Medal for today's Best on Ground. They are voted on a 3-2-1 basis, but it was unanimous today, and I'm pleased to pronounce that the best on ground in the 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL Senior Grand Final from Redland-Victoria Point is number 8, Matt Hamilton. Well done, Hammer. Unfortunately, on Grand Final today, there is always a runner-up, but on behalf of the Surf of Paradise Demons, I'd like to call forward head coach Sam Dwyer to say a few words.
Firstly, obviously thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a huge turnout, which is credit to both clubs. I think the supporter base is really strong, and it created a good environment and a good feel around the ground. Congratulations, Redlands, far superior on the day. We had some things that we tried to do and just didn't come off, and everything we tried, you guys seem to have an answer for. So congratulations, enjoy it, thoroughly deserved. So Phil, congratulations, going out on top, which is pretty special, so congratulations. To our boys, disappointing outcome, but the hard work and everything that you guys have put in to get to this point. Yes, it's going to sting, but yeah, look, keep your heads up, keep your heads high. It's hard work getting here, so tremendous effort. We'll regroup and stick together over the weekend, and we'll be fine. We'll be back.
Well done, Sam, and again, congratulations on the entirely great season. I'd now like to welcome to the stage James Madden to present our Premiership coach with his medal. And on that note, I'd like to welcome up, please congratulate Phil Cass.
Thank you very much. Look, first of all, just amazing support from both teams here today, and big thanks to the sponsors of the AFL that put it all on. To surfers, extremely well led by Sam and Harrison and all your crew. And look, boys, we've been there the last 2 years. We know how much it hurts. It isn't easy, but you guys are honestly a terrific club. I've got no doubt it'll make you stronger, and you'll rebound and you'll be back to bigger and better and things. So first of all, can we have a bigger round of applause for surfers? To our team. You think of so many things to say over the years, and it's nice to actually be up here at this moment. I'll individualise more in there, but to all my assistant coaches, led by Jared Keogh, he's an absolute legend. To Benny, our president, to Bardo, our footy manager, to all of our supporters,
to the wives, the partners, the loved ones, the families. You guys have just been absolutely amazing. We've been working so hard for this. I think when you look at a story of resilience, in the face of adversity, we've had semi-final loss, prelim final loss, grand final loss. I think lesser group of guys would have given up and decided it wasn't going to happen. You boys never gave up, and now you're premiership players. Love you all. Big thanks to my family in particular, to my beautiful wife, to all my kids. What a fantastic way to go out. Like I said, we'll individualise a bit more inside. Now it's all about you boys.
It is now time to present our players with their premiership medallions, starting with number 1, Cooper Anderson. Number 2, Jake Chapman. Number 3, Matthew Thompson. Number 5, Campbell Aston. Number 8, the best on ground today, Matt Hamilman. Number 10, Joshua Brown. Number 11, Harrison Hunkin. Number 12, Scott Miller. Number 14, Charlton Offermans. Number 19, Craig Malone. Number 20, Clay Cameron. Number 23, Dylan Smith. Number 26, Matthew Owen. Number 27, Nathan Smith. Number 33, Jared Huddy. Number 35, Matthew Hambleton. Number 37, Darryl McDowell-White. Number 41, Adrian Williams. Number 42, Jack Prokos. Number 44, Luke O'Sullivan. Number 77, Miles Callahan. And finally, number 9, your premiership captain, Mitch Stallard. And I'll ask Mitch to stay on stage, and I will invite Phil Cast back up on stage. And I'll ask James to grab the 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL Premiership Cup and hand it over to the captain and coach of the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks.
Well, third time's a charm. Congratulations to Redlands-Victoria Point. It's what they worked for so long, and these moments are the ones you truly savour. Surfers Paradise leave the ground. It is a happy, happy moment for all involved in the Sharks operation. You heard Phil Cast there, what it meant. Just wanted to focus on the team there in that moment, and why not? They'll go to the individuals later in the rooms. But I think it's going to be a very long night of celebrations for this mob. They got it done, the thing they've wanted for so long, and now it's theirs. It's going to be a big, big night out in the East, Jack Fulham.
It will be. It was a tremendous performance. They've been so gritty all year, Redland-Victoria Point. There's only one player, Josh Brown, that's played every game this year for them. They've battled injuries, they've battled form. They were whacked a couple times during the season, and every time someone beat them down, they came back for some more. And just a full credit to the resilience of that football club. And they were brilliant on the day as the lights come on here at Brighton Homes Arena. It has been a fantastic QAFL Grand Final day. Chris Yeend, what are your final thoughts, Yeend?
Well, before we wrap things up from my end, I've just thrown a few names together that I want to send a special thank you. I mean, we create a wonderful product that showcases the wonderful work that the AFL Queensland does, but we're not here if not for the tremendous work, and apologies if I've forgotten a few names. But Dylan, who was on the call with Kane Browning, I want to thank the pair of those boys today. They've called QAFL footy. Jack Barry's called QAFL footy. Daniel Viles, David Hampton, and I think there's a couple of others that I missed. We're the three of us have been privileged to be in this position to call a senior grand final today. But it'd be remiss to not thank the other wonderful callers that have called right throughout the season. And Josie Fielding, bless her, she had a dream heading into the final series that for the first time ever we were going to have all senior finals called from QAFL W through the QAFL men's, and to get a big body of callers to get on board. Brad Moore's another one I want to thank as well. To do that takes something special, and we've been able to pull it off.
And we couldn't have done it, of course, without the team, our Double Take Sports. Big thank you to Will Ford, to Zoe, to Harry, to Connor, to Keely.
Yeah,
Keely. Of course, to you boys as well, Jack Fulham and Chris Yeung, the best commentators all year. And, well, there it is. Redland-Victoria Point are your 2025 premiers in the TPIL Lawyers QAFL. It's been a great day here at Brighton Homes Arena. Thank you to everybody who's been watching our broadcast throughout the year. South East Queensland truly is the home of footy. It's been a wonderful day, and we will see you in the same place right here next year.